We made our way about 30 paces into the Emerald Wild, following behind Gerard. We briefly stopped to catch our breath. The jungle floor below us suddenly erupted with a huge 5-petaled flower. I would have found it quite beautiful if it hadn't completely encapsulated Sari, pulling her back into the ground and dragging her off. We started running in the direction we thought the flower was traveling. We passed Gerard, who was busily starting to build an outpost. He yelled, "Die with honor," as he faded into the distance behind us. Our sprint slowed to a trudging crawl. Everywhere we stepped, we were greeted with newfound danger. From behind looming trees, we spied the most curious-looking creatures, all watching our every move, taunting us with their shining yellow eyes. We were filled with a sense of foreboding, and try as I might, I could no longer feel the power and company of the trio that I had just moments before felt surging through my being. It was apparent their presence was not welcome in the Emerald Wild. Bolt and Victor took point, using knives and magical fire to pave the way through the jungle. We made slow progress and had to be careful to avoid menacing thorns and spikes that seemed to almost jump out at us. As Victor was hacking through a particularly thick patch of underbrush, I heard the sweet warble of a songbird. I turned to find a slight golden bird perched on the branch of a tree next to me. I locked eyes with the small creature and knew that she had been sent to me by the trio. I spoke to her, asking her name. She responded that she was called Goldie and had been sent to help. I asked her if she could help us find Sari. She eagerly bobbed her head up and down and then flew off. I instructed the others to follow her, that she was taking us to Sari. Goldie led us through areas of the wild that allowed for easy travel and required much less slashing at vines. Soon we found ourselves on the brim of a clearing. Victor came to a halt, and the rest of us followed suit. The ground in the meadow before us seemed to pulse. Looking more closely, we found it was covered entirely by black and orange butterflies. Victor shook his head apprehensively. He explained that these butterflies, which are synonymous with the onyx wing, were the poisonous death blossom butterflies. The butterflies rose in a cloud from the floor of the clearing and started moving toward us. Bolt stepped in front of us to provide protection. They were soon pelted with fluttering wings as the swarm engulfed them, and we all watched in complete shock and horror as our Warforged defender dropped to the ground, completely knocked out. I ran to their side and felt energy pulse through my hands and into Bolt's body, bringing them back to us, while Victor and Ezra did their best to fend off another deathly attack. Goldie whistled and led us deeper into the jungle, with the death blossoms in swift pursuit. We found ourselves in a dead end and were surrounded by trembling poisonous wings. Upon further inspection, one could see that these butterflies had sharp pincers near their mouths, and their curled tails ended in a pointed stinger like that of a scorpion. They floated closer and closer. I thought we were doomed, and we surely would have suffered a fate worse than what Bolt experienced if it hadn't been for the giant flower. The ground beneath us rumbled, and again a large flower erupted from beneath us. We were soon wrapped in the safety of its petals and could feel it sinking back into the earth, then traveling through the ground. When the lotus flower finally came to a halt, we could hear laughter. The petals peeled away, and we found Sari, chatting with a woman made entirely of plants. Her skin was made of tightly entangled green vines. She wore a gown made of moss, and her hair of cascading vines fell to her waist and was adorned with red hibiscus blooms. Sari introduced her new friend as She of Many Tangles, a vine lord of the Fall Court. Sari carried herself differently than I've seen before. She appeared almost regal. Her mother was a member of the Summer Court, which I suppose makes Sari a member of the Summer Court as well. I've always seen her as a tough vanguard soldier. It was really nice to see her in a different light. She of Many Tangles explained that a rogue faction of the Emerald Wild, led by a treant named Needlebranch, was the cause of the attack on Bell's Watch. Needlebranch has found some things happening in Terrebonne that he finds distasteful, and believes the best way for those misdeeds to come to light is by attacking the surrounding settlements and eventually Terrebonne itself. She of Many Tangles caused a spring to erupt from the earth, allowing us to soak in its healing waters. Goldie and Callisto nested in the flower crown atop Bolt's head. While we rested, She of Many Tangles explained to us that all of the elves in this part of the jungle were working with Needlebranch against the Fall Court. Sere offered our services. It was agreed that if we could subdue Needlebranch, She of Many Tangles could quell his followers. Finally, it was time to leave to find Needlebranch. I asked Goldie if she could help us find him, and after flitting about for a moment, she seemed to catch his trail. I offered an awkward curtsy to the Lord of the Fall Court. Sere followed suit, demonstrating a grand bow. I chuckled at the idea of Sere wearing a fancy gown as a member of the Summer Court. She turned Craggy into a skirt. I think she's better suited in armor wielding a weapon, but she is truly a chameleon and seems to fit in everywhere she goes. As we turned to follow Goldie, She of Many Tangles transformed into a jaguar made of vines and leapt out of sight. We followed Goldie east, taking care to avoid the pitfalls in our path, though Sere and I did take a few tumbles. We eventually came to a wall made entirely of thorns. As a group, we decided the best way through was with fire. Bolt prepared to shoot magical fire at the thorn wall when the high-pitched giggling of children filled our ears. Sere tried to reason with the voices, asking them to grant us passage through the thorns. They simply retorted, "The time for talk is over. The time for death is now." I couldn't imagine real children making such spiteful remarks. I wondered if we were dealing with some sort of fiend or fae. I used the power of the trio and commanded them to flee. I heard two little voices scream and then run away from behind the brambles, assuring me that we were not about to annihilate actual children. A little green angular face popped out of the thorns in front of me, followed by small, spindly arms. The creature was smiling at first, but then contorted its face into a menacing scowl, opened its mouth and shot a sharp thorn dart out at me, then leapt out of the tangles. Another emerged and rushed at Bolt. Ezra ran for cover behind a tree, stepping on a batch of mushrooms along the way. The fungus started to whistle, then erupted in a loud explosion, deafening Bolt and Sere. Ezra shook his head and rolled his eyes, then shot one of the little green monsters with an arrow. Another of the green children jumped on me, burrowing its sharp spikes into my armor. Victor quickly threw one of his knives at the monster on my back, hitting it. It hissed at him and dug his spikes in a little deeper. Sere swiped at the creature with her glaive, throwing it off of me and killing it. Bolt and I both attacked another of the thorn children. Even Goldie contributed, attacking with her little claws. The two remaining monsters turned to one another and clapped their slender hands together. As they did, a spray of nettles and thorns erupted from the ground and covered the path before us. They turned to retreat. Sere and I were able to defeat one of them, but the other escaped into the thorn wall. Sere was fuming again. She stomped over to the wall and furiously began building a bonfire, muttering under her breath the entire time about the rotten little children of the thorn. I learned after watching her hunt down the turtle in the woods when Skaven and his men attacked us that she refuses to let any enemies escape unpunished. The fire burned away at the vines, and the runaway was revealed. It took Bolt's fire magic, Victor's knives, Ezra's arrows, and my longsword to beat it into submission, but it was Goldie who delivered the final blow, ending the fight. She gave a proud little whistle, then flitted around as a show of her prowess. Sere's bonfire finally burned a large enough opening in the thorn wall to allow us passage through to the other side. The dense jungle now gave way to a hollow covered in thorns. In the middle of the area before us, we found Needlebranch. The tree ant had massive tree trunk legs covered in hanging moss and dead vines. His long spine had a mixture of dark purple ivy, poisonous mushrooms, and prickly thorns running down it. His branches were devoid of leaves or needles. Perhaps if we cut away his thick and cracked skin of bark, we might find some green life deep within. But everything about his appearance made me think he was dead inside. His face was adorned with 2 streaks of black sap dripping from his deep-set eyes. He declared that he was ready for the end of civilization, for nature to prevail. I maintain a sacred love and respect for nature, probably more than most, but surely men and nature can live in harmony. Victor tried to intimidate Needlebranch. He unsheathed 2 knives, holding one in each hand, their razor-sharp edges glinting in the light that streamed down in columns through the canopy above. Needlebranch, seeming not at all bothered by Victor's aggression, simply said, "Attack them." 2 huge skunks emerged from within the jungle, along with them a wretched smell. Victor sprang forward, slicing Needlebranch with his knives. He pulled back with a scream as acidic sap splashed onto his arm. Ezra attacked one of the skunks, while Goldie and I tried to pacify the other. Ezra's skunk slashed his face with its claws. Bolt quickly whipped the skunk around the snout and pulled it closer to them. I turned to see Saray's eyes turn completely black, and she was soon standing beside me, shrouding me and Victor in her darkness. Just as she stepped next to us, the skunk before us turned and sprayed with its potent smell. Needlebranch, quite annoyed with Victor, swung a massive knotty fist and hit him. Victor returned the favor, slicing at Needlebranch with his knives again. Shielded by Saray's darkness, Goldie and I attacked the skunk in front of us. Saray shook her head a bit, trying to get her wits about her after receiving the majority of the blast from the skunk's spray. Ezra shot at the skunk, chained by Bolt, and missed, then ran for cover. Bolt reared back their gauntleted hand and delivered a hearty blow to the skunk before them. Needlebranch, not being able to see me, Saray, or Victor, angrily smashed both of his fists into the ground right next to us. Saray swiped at his arm with her glaive. Victor managed to rip the acid-soaked shirt arm off his body before falling, unconscious to the ground. I finished off the skunk and sent Goldie to bring Victor back to us. She flew to his aid, gently stroking him with her wings while whistling a sweet melody. Rusty red magic erupted from Bolt's hands, and Needlebranch was soon wreathed in red magical flames. Bolt ran to Needlebranch, hitting him, but was splashed with acidic sap in return. If we weren't in the middle of battle, I would have laughed at how frustrated Needlebranch was getting. He swiped at Saray over and over again in her darkness, but couldn't find her. Ezra shot 2 arrows at the remaining skunk, hitting it both times. It let out a nasty screeching noise, and we knew its time in this world would soon be coming to an end. I tried cutting Needlebranch with my longsword, but missed. Goldie flew at full speed to Needlebranch, breaking through his bark and coming out the other side, covered in black sap. He recoiled in pain, and Saray put him out of his misery and used her glaive to cut him completely in half. Saray ran to the final skunk, and we watched as it was consumed by her darkness, leaving nothing but the shimmer of orange magic left by Ezra's arrows. I grabbed a handful of leaves and frantically wiped the black sap off of Goldie. We finally all sat back to catch our breath. As we did so, the jungle around us started shifting. The pool of black sap surrounding the dead body of Needlebranch was absorbed into the earth. The toxic mushrooms that littered the ground crumbled in decay and disappeared. The black and brown thorns and briars that covered the trees turned a healthy green. Not only did our physical surroundings change, but there was a distinct feeling of relief that washed over us, as if the encumbering weight of evil had been cleansed from the Emerald Wild. It was a beautiful transformation to behold. Out of the trees stepped she of many tangles. Her viney green face was shining with gratitude. She thanked us for ridding the wild of Needlebranch. With the wave of her hand, another large lotus flower emerged from the green underbrush. This time it did not take any of us away, but instead was filled with a treasure chest. We approached the chest cautiously, making sure it didn't have teeth like the one we found in Hollowben Sanctum. When we opened the chest, it was filled to the brim with sparkling gems, shining coins, and even a bundle of arrows, which she of many tangles explained was a personalized gift from the Fall Court. Instead of trying to curtsy again, Saray offered the traditional vanguard salute. Before our eyes, the Emerald Wild quickly retreated back to its original borders. She of many tangles went with it, offering an apology on behalf of the Fall Court as she departed. With the Emerald Wild gone, we were surprised to see the long road before us, and Bell's Watch just a mile away. Gerard rushed to us, pulling out a keg to celebrate. Mother, you would be so proud of us. I am proud of us. Love, Eve.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Tales of Aneria, Session 12. Woo!
Yay!
Woo! Almost a baker's dozen. Not quite there.
Just a regular dozen, not as cool.
And to clarify, Cory is still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm still here. I did not leave the show or anything like that.
Colby did.
Yeah. Oh, right. I need to make the illusory duplicate of Colby. Hang on just a minute. There we go.
Hey, sir.
Green with envy.
Green with envy, indeed.
Why can't you talk? What's wrong with you?
Speak! Speak, boy, speak!
But unfortunately, Colby is absent this evening. Vacations. Beware that it is summertime, so that might happen. But don't worry. We've got ways around it. If you want to check out why we have ways around it, go check out the latest Slide Into My DMs episode. That was really, that was
The one about absenteeism that I was absent from?
Cool. We were there.
I'm always absent.
Oh, don't.
from that.
Oh, dude.
right through the
You just thunderclapped his ears.
Off to a perfect start, I think. All right, let's go ahead and begin tonight. Not moments after the Emerald Wild pulled away, but later in the evening. You guys are back at Bell's Watch. Specifically, you have been invited to Bell's Keep. You're going to be staying the night there. The mayor's put you up as kind of like the heroes of the hour kind of thing. And you are in the midst of a grand party. All around you, the Knights of Greenwood, the guards of Bell's Watch, a couple of the civilians. Clan Fallowshield is here in full force. There's about like 20 to 25 of them. They're all partying hard. Drinks are flowing freely. And Mayor Bullen tries to quiet the crowd, but it doesn't quite work too well. So she just decides to shout over everybody. And she says, "These brave five, just wayward travelers up the long road, joined us in a fight with no prompting and helped save Bell's Watch from certain destruction. We thank them as well as those who fought to protect our town and lost their lives." And everybody cheers and raises a cup and takes a drink. And Gerard goes, "To the Wayward Watch!" And then everybody shouts, "The Wayward Watch!" And then they all take a drink and start cheering at you and everything.
Ooh, got shivers.
So it seems that your name has been decided for you.
All right. Quite like the sound of that.
After that, it just kind of devolves into a lot of drinking. A lot of just talking, a lot of partying hard or hardly partying, depending on how you're feeling. So I want to know what everybody's kind of doing at this time. If they have something specific that they want to do at a party, or if they're just kind of chilling. Like, what is your character's usual party mood?
How drunk am I?
Roll me a Constitution check. We'll see.
Oh, that's no fun. Rolled a 16, and I think my Constitution's a +2.
You've had 16 beers.
16 beers, yay!
Wow.
The 16, that whole barrel of vodka gone.
Okay. Yep.
That's even worse.
I am
That's
gonna
worse
have
than
like
16
poisoning.
Don't worry. There's healers that are like they're going around and just giving like spot checks every now and then, just like boop, boop, boop.
Don't drink and horse. Don't drink and horse.
So what does Victor do when he's 16 sheets to the wind?
He will probably dance and sing completely out of tune with anyone who, like, if there's any like people that, like, a bunch of drunks that all have their arms on each other and they're all like swaying together and singing whatever shanties and
Yep, there's plenty of dwarves singing.
They call them
battle
river
songs.
shanties, though.
river shanties.
River shanties,
Yeah,
yeah.
river shanties. So he's belting it out. He doesn't even know the words for half of them, but he's still singing. Watermelon.
That's the trick.
Yep.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. They just keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah, he's just.
And yet you do say Tiny Dancer instead of Tony Danza. Like everybody else gets it wrong. Surprise.
Hold me closer. Finish it.
Tony Danza is obviously a very famous elf in this world. He's known for...
Robert Frost's imposter?
Yeah. What'd you say? He's known for cheese.
Cheese.
Why not?
Cheesemonger.
He's a cheesemonger.
Interesting.
Legend has it that he found a cave full of cheese. And is the only person that knows where it is.
Yep.
Some of the best cheese.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, it is.
It only grows there because of the fungus in the cave.
Less delicious.
You can find it by smell.
Very blue.
All right. What
Roquefort.
about Bolt? Bolt doesn't really drink.
Bolt does drink, not super often, so they're just going to partake in like the strongest drink that they can find, because I've kind of imagined that Bolt's sense of taste and smell are kind of dulled down.
Okay.
And that's why they like really pungent stuff, spices and super hot chili and things like that, right? The rock hopper vodka, where it was like,
Yep. That's definitely a very hot commodity here. Like, if you pull out rock hopper vodka, there are plenty of fallow shields that are like sliding their glasses.
we'll do
over.
that. He'll pull out some
Yeah.
rock hopper
And
vodka.
yours is
Okay.
gone too at this point. Yeah. So.
But I'm not going to let it all go. I'm going to let part of it go, and then the rest goes back in the bag. So
And Victor will keep one small like boot flask, but the rest of it's gone.
how many flasks does Victor have?
One for each dagger.
No one will ever know. Actually, the handle of each of the daggers opens
His
up.
true subclass.
It's like one of those movies where you walk in and they're like,
answer.
"Give me everything in your pockets," and you just keep unloading.
Yeah,
More and more
like on
flasks.
Sinbad or
Otherwise,
coming in.
Bolt is just gonna kind of people watch, enjoy, maybe do a little bit of like Zemo dance, in the background.
Wow.
Notably, Goldie and Callisto kind of nestle together in the nest. On top of their head.
nestle together?
They nestle together. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. What about Ezra?
Two little birds.
Ezra would have a mead and kind of just nurse it. Not really drink too much, because he doesn't want to let his wits kind of escape him. He's afraid that maybe we'd get attacked or something. So he's just he's partaking, but not much, and probably more just kind of sitting in the corner, probably having conversation with whoever else isn't as drunk, trying to have some sort of debate, maybe. Even. I don't know.
And to be clear, Victor is definitely trying to escape his desperate need for being useful, and having failed multiple times in a short period of time. He is like, whatever, like throw caution to the wind. So
Is there anyone around that knows a lot about buttresses? Because Bolt would gravitate towards
I mean, you can you just start talking to random people about buttresses and.
So buttresses, huh?
You come up to every group and you're just like,
It's like-
how about buttresses?
About them buttresses.
Bolt finds a pretty girl at the bar and slides up next to her and goes, "So, what's your favorite buttress?" Gets smacked, has no idea why. Just asks a simple question, but okay.
It's just architecture.
Yeah, geez.
Just appreciating the fine form.
Yes.
She comes back and slaps you again. She's an elf and she had good hearing, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what about Eve?
I would say depends on how wasted Eve is as well. Oh, a 7.
You've had 7 drinks so far, so maybe probably pretty wasted for Eve right
Probably.
now. You're kind of a lightweight.
She's chocolate wasted.
Yes.
Have you guys seen that movie? Thank you.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
She's definitely having a great time. She's probably drawn a little bit out, wants to go outside and bask in the moonlight. She's kind of one of those run naked
You're
in
a
the
wandering
dark
drunk.
type lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
kick off
"Woo,
your
skinny
shoes
dippy!"
and
Yeah, totally. That's totally you.
We see a blur.
So at some point before the wandering off, Lucan does come up to you.
Oh, he's there.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot.
That's probably a
That's
good
a
thing
little
for you.
embarrassing.
And
But
That's like how many
Listen.
drinks she's had.
you've been
and
really
he looks like
pouring
he's
them in.
There's a
glass of wine that
confidence
he's
in,
been much like Ezra that he's been nursing the entire evening, and he goes, I'm very proud of you, Eve. You did very well today. It's good to see that the training that I put you through is working. I hope that you keep it up.
I have been practicing my longsword every day, and thank you. I feel proud.
Well, enjoy the evening. It's yours. Tomorrow we'll head out for Terabon.
Excellent. I will be there.
And he kind of just gives you a little, like, whatever glass you're holding, he'll give you a little clink toast, and then he just kind of wanders off. He goes to speak with Mayor Boleyn for a few minutes, and then he just kind of leaves.
And then Eve turns around and throws up, and she has no idea whether it's from talking to Lucan or
If she pukes, then and I'm anywhere nearby, I definitely puke too. So
Oh,
it's just
no.
a chain puke.
One time, I went to.
and all the Fellowship are just like,
And then, notably also, you guys are kind of standing around the parties going on. Seredan is just kind of talking with the Fellowship dwarves. It looks like camaraderie is forged in the heat of battle. Her and Gerard are really just kind of like conversing, and then all of a sudden, like, they start singing these Malagoth songs, you know, all of these different classic Vanguard songs and all these classic dwarven songs. And they're just about halfway through a song called Yellow Yellow, when she kind of just stops, and she turns towards the door and starts staring as if something is there. But if anybody's watching at this point, they don't see that anything is there. And then she just kind of gets up and she walks out the door towards the private rooms that you guys have, and that's what Sarah does for now. Beyond
do
that,
any of us notice this?
you guys can roll me well, actually, it'll be passive perceptions only, so let me go ahead and roll a d20.
I definitely wouldn't if I'm that drunk.
Yeah, plus Victor's got the wine.
Wet.
So
Wet.
you're visually not there.
Also meant.
Anybody who got higher than an 11 on their passive perception? Eve notices. And then you both notice that she kind of just...
Bolt just like, some good buttresses in here.
You're climbing the walls to like get a closer feel of them. And then one other thing does happen. You guys are all you've kind of drifted apart at one point. Eve's run out the door. She comes back. She's wearing probably just like a shift that you have in your pack, and hair is soaking wet. There's no real, there's a river everywhere, but there's no real like pond or anything around here, so you're not quite sure how she got that soaked.
Please tell me there's a fountain in the center of the town.
There is.
A nearby trough.
Yep.
The horse is like, excuse me.
Swimming laps in the trough.
Tripped and fell on her way to that. So it's like, oh, it's good enough.
So you all kind of congregate just kind of in the center for just a quick breather away from the party, just to be with your fellow members of the Wayward Watch. And Mayor Boleyn walks up, and she's got this sack of gold, and she says, "Thank you so much. As promised, your payment." And she sets it down on the table. That is 255 gold pieces total. That's 5 for the single day of fighting, and then 50 each for surviving the battle. We really appreciate everything. And she looks a little reluctant and almost like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I offered so much gold for people who survived the battle. And then she kind of looks over, and you can see that there's a couple of dwarven porters that are carrying out a large chest that looks really like heavy, filled with gold, because she probably gave the same deal to the Fellowship clan. And there's a lot of them left. So
I wasn't sure if you were going to pay or not, but here's the contract as signed.
of course, and she signs it as well. Would you like to keep it, or would you like us to keep it?
Not important. You can have it. You can hang it on your wall as remember how cool we were.
I think he means like a calling card, perhaps.
Of course.
Yeah.
If we ever do need your services again, we will be more than happy to call for you. Thank you.
Put it in the museum or something. I don't
We're
know.
glad to help.
We're glad to have you. Anyways, I just wanted to stop by, enjoy the rest of your evening. Try not to spend all of that in one place. Like me. she kind of stumbles away, not from alcoholism, but more about just like, I just gave away a fortune.
The town was...
Well, I mean, the fortune was going to be
Trouble.
nothing if like the town got taken over.
Yeah.
So.
People pay
But-
taxes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's probably one of those things where at the time it sounded like a really good idea to get people interested in fighting, and now she's got to pay out a lot of people a lot of money. So, but she's definitely not going to renege on that.
Well, she was true to her word.
All right, so the evening progresses. Where does everybody fall asleep? Do you head back to your rooms? Ezra and Bolt, I think you have enough faculties that you can make it back to your room.
I'll make sure Victor makes it back to his room. I'll just kind of scoop him up wherever he
If
is.
nobody says anything, I'm
You just
probably
kinda
Do like
drag
a
him.
fireman's hold?
It depends on how out he is. If he's out, I'll fireman carry him to his room.
18. I'm still awake.
Okay, so
I
I'll
can
just
hold my
like
anchor.
pretend like I'm having a conversation with him. Yes, of course, that's what happened. Come on, Victor. Let's go back to him.
you have to admit that the 8 rings are much cooler name than the Touche. I mean, come on.
You've got me there. The ring.
There's
sounds
6
cool.
more.
There's at least 3 more than. Come on.
I don't care. Take it. I don't care anymore.
Eve, are you able to make it back to your room?
I absolutely am. And has anyone seen Sere? She went into that. She must be asleep.
She went back to the room last I saw.
All right. Then I shall go to mine.
All right, so the night passes, the dawn comes, and you all have nasty headaches except for... Actually, you two. Again, you two, Bolt and Ezra, are probably fine. Eve and Victor probably have pretty bad headaches. Oh, sorry. Eve, Victor. But it makes it even more distressing to have a headache when you're woken up with a bird urgently fluttering over your head and calling out.
Goldie, please. My head. What's the matter?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. It's just, I have to leave. And there's an important message that I have to tell you before I leave.
Okay. What is it?
She kind of preens a little bit, ruffles her feathers and smooths them down like birds do. And she says, this is a message from the mistresses. They say that rot is spreading near Bleakwood Forest. Evil is making its first move against Aneria, and if it succeeds in this plot, the fate of the world may already be decided. You must make haste, find the people of the Blind One, and assist them in this task. The boon of the lady of your choice is yours, as always.
Could you repeat that? Bleakwood Forest.
Rot is spreading near Bleakwood Forest.
Yes.
Evil is making its first move.
Fantastic. Okay.
No, not fantastic. That's bad.
I know. I'm sorry, Goldie. I don't mean to patronize you. Continue.
If it succeeds in this plot, the fate of the world may already be decided.
That's really bad.
Yes, it is very bad.
Okay.
You must make haste. Find the people of the Blind One.
The people of the blind... Ezra? No, not Ezra. I've had a long night.
It has been a long night.
Victor?
I'm just telling you what they told me. I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. Okay,
Assist them.
Assist them. Find people of the blind one.
And assist them.
Okay.
And then you may choose a boon, one of the ladies, to grant you a boon.
I choose the claw.
All right. And she kind of gives this sharp whistle, and you feel kind of that kind of panther-like growl surround you a little bit. So for this mission, because this is a official trio mission, you will have the boon of the claw. When an ally is next to a target that you hit with an attack, you deal 1d6 extra damage, and that target must make a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Wow.
Only once per turn for the extra damage, much like a sneak attack.
What was the die on that?
It was a 1d6.
Sweet.
And then DC 14 strength saving throw or knocked prone. And she said, also, there's another boon waiting for you outside when you get a chance.
Okay. Must you leave me? I've so enjoyed your company.
I'm sorry, I go where the ladies will.
I understand. All right. Bleakwood Forest. rot spreading, find the people of the Blind One, and assist them.
Yes.
I can do that.
Oh,
Thank you,
and-
Goldie.
Thank you for saving my life.
You saved our lives.
And she kind of ruffles her feathers a little bit, and one of her like golden feathers falls onto the bed, and then she takes off out the window, or taps against the window a few times before you let her out.
Tink, tink, and then
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
So if you want, you can add that.
Yes, she'll evil braid it into her hair.
It sounded like you said evil braid it. She'll evil braid it.
Okay. Great. Eve will go and wake the others.
Okay. Who are you going to first?
Probably go to find Sarai.
Okay. So you knock on Sarah's door. There's no answer. After a few minutes, you check the lock, and it's unlocked, the room is. And you enter in there, and you find that the room is completely empty. Like, there's the bed and everything, obviously, but there's no sign of Sarai. The only thing that seems odd is that there is a necklace lying on the table, like the end table.
Do I recognize this necklace?
You've never seen it before.
Okay, I will approach said necklace.
Okay. So the necklace itself has a symbol on it that is just a music note, just kind of like a double bar music note. And when you pick it up, you can quickly hear the kind of the stirring up of a choir in your head for just a moment. And in that kind of stirring up, you also hear Sarai's voice
Okay.
kind of swell a little bit and then calm down. And you get this feeling that Sarai is doing something with her patron currently, and you're to keep this on you
Okay. I
until
will
she returns.
put the necklace on me. Sarai, I hope you're safe.
Meanwhile, in the darkness. No. Yeah, like
Screams
you told me
in
not to.
agony.
You told me not to kill characters off when people aren't there.
Yeah.
Oh.
He would not.
We shall see.
Cory.
No, I wouldn't do that
Okay.
again.
I will then again.
Nope.
A little slow on the uptake there. All right.
you are nursing a hangover after all. So.
Apparently.
The boon of the claw did not come with a cure for the hangover, unfortunately.
Yeah, you need the eye of the dog for that.
Yep.
Or the hair of the dog.
The boon of the white claw.
Yes.
The boon of the quick.
I will then go to Ezra's room.
Okay.
Okay.
Knock, 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 knock.
Yeah, there goes.
I'm supposed to knock 2 times after I do that clever little knock.
Oh.
Let's try it again. Knock, 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 knock.
Yes.
Ezra! Can you help me wake the others? Go find your
Sure.
little boyfriend, Victor.
Oh.
Frenemy, I mean.
Vicky.
Yes.
I think that name is going to stick. I'll go get him.
I will go get Bolt. I have something to discuss with you all.
All right. We'll meet you
Downstairs,
downstairs.
Yep.
right?
Yep. It's just kind of like a downstairs and back into
assumed
the
they were
main
like,
I was just going to say the common name.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Can I make an attack roll at Ezra when he enters the room?
On what grounds, sir?
He enters the room, and I'm like, shut up and go away.
Are you just barging in, or are you knocking?
No, I'll knock.
Okay. If he doesn't,
Then you hear a
respond,
thunk as soon as you knock. As a knife.
then you knock
hits
again. I'll throw another knife at the door. Dunk, and I'll reluctantly onto the floor
Vicky,
and drag myself.
it's been a long night for you, but it's time to wake up.
You wake up, you're like, everything's so bright.
Why is it so bright?
Wait, never mind.
Never.
It's bright in my
Instead,
ears.
instead of a big black blur, it's a big white blur.
Yeah.
It's just torture. Okay. I'll be out in a minute.
And
Oh,
Eve will go
postcard.
and get Bolt. Knock, 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 knock.
Come in.
Why does no one know this thing? Bolt, are you
Yes.
feeling all right?
Well, I'm feeling
I
great.
have a
So
headache.
I'm actually sitting at a table working on something.
Oh, what are you working on?
This is a new contraption that I've invented that should be able to ensnare any enemies when activated. And like I
Really?
push the last little bit of what looks like really spiky barbed wire, not just like spike here and spike here, like a lot of them,
Are you
right?
making a homemade bomb?
Not quite. It does, unravel, but
I see.
and I put the last little bit and kind of like latch it in place. And there's actually a couple more sitting on the table as well. So this is just my twist on the web spell,
Oh,
because
cool.
that's one of the new spells I got.
Nice.
Level 5,
I like it.
So sweet.
Well, that looks like it might come in handy.
I'm hoping so. Let me just gather this up and. put it in
Yes,
the
join
bag.
us downstairs.
I will be right down.
So you all meet down, just kind of in the mess hall. There's just kind of like a spread of like cheeses and meats. And
Continental
whatnot.
breakfast!
Yeah, pretty much. And so you can gather what you need and everything.
Excellent. Waffles, anyone? I'll make you one. They have a little thing that you pour in here.
I'll have the oatmeal.
All right.
No, thank you. It reminds me of what
The
came
oatmeal
out of him last time we had pancakes. It's ruined it for me.
When was the last time we had pancakes?
When you were saying you had
Bowls
the pancakes
whistle.
and then you'd make a waffle.
Oh no! I put them all in the.
Oh yeah,
I put them in the drink, right?
I remember.
Yeah, the batter.
Okay,
Yeah.
You ruined it for me. I can't.
you're right. That sounds disgusting now.
I'll take bacon.
Come sit with me. You'll notice that Sarah is missing.
Yes.
I went to her room this morning and it was empty. I found this. I will show you the necklace. I found this on a desk. I picked it up and I could hear a choir. I can only assume is the choir of the Crags. But I also heard...
May I?
Absolutely.
I want to use a ritual identifier.
Okay. So first of all, as soon as you touch it, you hear the same swelling. You get the same feeling that this is Sari is gone for now, but you need to keep this close by. So you take the 10 minutes to do the ritual. Do you want to keep talking while he's doing that ritual?
Yes, while you're doing that, I heard Sarah's voice in there as well, and I think that she's away doing something for choir. I'm on a mission for them of some sorts, and I feel like I need to wear this necklace while she's gone.
All right.
Did you find anything?
So
That took 10 minutes
That
for me
took-
to
yeah.
say that.
Yep.
The whole
Yeah, that was in
thing.
between
It was
bites
like,
and making
I-
the waffles. Yep.
Found. Yeah.
Yes, you identify it. This is the weapon. This is the item that Sari carries.
This appears to be Craggy.
Again, you hear the.
Does it change into anything?
Oops. No, it does not change anything. But you do hear the same choir.
Yeah.
Have
voice.
you tried smelling it?
Everything.
Smell check.
Everything in Aneria smells like something or stinky.
Everything everywhere
That's
smells
true.
like something, right?
Did smell
Yes.
it.
I guess when you put it that way.
That was part of my identify ritual. I was like,
Metal.
really? It just smells like
Metal.
smells like singing.
Smells
Does
like
it smell
coconut
like
metal.
when you go to like an amusement park and then you come home and you're like,
You smell like the
smell
oil.
like sweaty metal and
Yeah.
Chlorine. And,
nasty.
yeah.
Yep.
I can tell that she
Sweaty
sweats
metal is
while
my death
she uses
metal.
this. Sweaty
Sweaty
metal.
metal.
We only play at gigs that don't have air conditioning.
Yep.
Like all of
It's
them.
awful.
Wow. You learn something new every day. Check it out on
SoundCloud.
Spotify.
He's a SoundCloud rapper.
So there's like two
Sweaty
people who are gonna be
metal.
like sweaty metal.
Sweaty Metal.
You're gonna find
Sweatle.
some weird porn.
Ugh.
Things that
All right.
make you go,
Also-
"Oh."
Yes.
Goldie woke me this morning, and she's left. She's gone. The trio needs her, but she had a message for me from my ladies. She said that, and I had to ask her a few times because she spoke very quickly, and I'm a little slow this morning. She said that there is rot spreading.
Yes.
That's the end. Rot spreading.
Rot splitting.
There's
Splooting.
Splooting.
Yes.
spelunking.
I'm just imagining Goldie splooting. Little bird legs out the back. Scott, editor Scott, find a picture of a bird splooting and put it right here.
Next to the picture of Dallin's dog.
Yes.
We'll just Photoshop a bird's head on top of it.
Perfect.
Yeah, send us the picture so we can do that.
I'll do it.
Okay, reset. She said there is rot spreading in Bleakwood Forest. And that there's evil. Evil is making its first move, I think. And that if it succeeds, it will be the end of our world as we know it. You know, light stuff. And that we need to find the people of the Blind One to assist them. The only blind one
Is
I
that
know
all I am to you?
is Victor. Well, yes.
All right.
No,
Maybe-
you are more than your
All right.
disability.
I don't know how I feel about finding my people. I'm not sure they'll really want to see me.
Now
all
I
that
seem to
much.
remember
Well, perhaps
when
they
we
want
were
to see
in
us.
Hollowbend. Where do you live? Willow Creek Hollow. When we were in Willow Creek Hollow,
Yes.
weren't there some people passing through? Your people?
I believe
That
they
were on their way
going
to Terravon?
Yes.
Which wing ring? Wing
I think it
ring.
was the Onyx ring. I think
No,
that was
it
Was
was the third ring.
the third ring.
Yep.
Okay. So the third ring, yes,
Do you think that could be them?
perhaps if it's close. I mean,
where?
it seems a little ironic, but it fits the description.
Where is Bleakwood?
Bleakwood
Haven't,
Forest is just to the south of here.
Yep. So when you're at kind of a crossroads town, if you head southwest, there's a path that diverts off the long road and heads to Bleakwood Forest, and then north obviously is Terravon.
So it seems we must help the Blind One first, then go to Bleakwood, or should we?
I think we need to
to
find the
Bleakwood
people
first?
of the Blindwood and it's a blind one. I can't talk
the
tonight.
Blindwood.
Well, they said they were on their way to
Blind
That
Terravon.
sounds awesome.
Forest. I
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
so cool. The canopy's so thick you can't see anything.
They said that they were on
Except
their
at
way
night
to
when everything
Terravon,
illuminates.
but I don't think they said they were
nice.
in Terravon. They could be closer.
I wonder if perhaps they took a pit stop.
They
in the
could have been
Bleakwood
stopped
Forest.
here as well. We might not have seen them in
That's
the fight
us.
battle.
Maybe we
Yes.
should ask around.
I'm not sure.
They would have been ahead of us by a few days.
At
So-
least, I mean, we got a little
Is it-
Might have passed
sidetracked.
through.
Is there anyone in the like when we first came to town? How long had the siege been going on? That was just like the previous like day or two,
Yeah, it had been going on for like 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because like we saw it like kind of like creeping
I mean,
up.
Yeah.
so we could have. I don't know. They might have gotten past, or they might have gotten stuck here. I suppose we could ask around before we leave, but
We should probably talk to Mayor Balin?
Bowling.
Bolin.
Bowden.
Bolin.
I'm more curious. I think we should still do that, of course. I'm very curious about what Goldie meant by the rot. I
I'm
wonder if it had
curious
anything
as well.
had anything to do with the cracking in the sky. I need to check and see if it has grown at all.
Let's go outside.
Just like out of character, like is there a central point where the cracking is like most prominent?
Yeah, so it kind of, if you look to the east, it is stretching
On
up
the line of
over.
the third day.
Yep, on the line of the third day. It is stretching up over the Malagoth Mountains.
Okay.
No, that would be to the west.
To
Sorry.
the west.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
So over
southeast
Malagoth.
to Bleakwood, by the way.
So
Not
we're going the
southwest.
other direction, essentially, away from the cracking.
Yep.
Okay.
But you can still see it in the sky.
Right.
The faint little purple cracks that just kind of seem to pass over as if like something is hanging there.
Okay.
So you all stand up, or you're about to stand up when the door opens and Lucan walks in. And he walks up and says, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Mr. Lucan.
Good morning, Bolt.
Oh, it's
Are we finishing breakfast and ready to head out?
About that,
I think we should see other people.
It's not you. It's me.
But it's most definitely you.
Lucan, I can't leave with you right now. I've been given a mission by the trio.
How much have you told Lucan about the trio?
Not really much.
Just that you worship them?
Yeah.
No, you got really cozy in the tent that one time.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. There was not much talking happening.
It was all fangs and claws.
Fangs and claws.
And talons.
Talons, yep.
He knows all about the ladies.
So your
That never happened.
so
You
your
could have liked it,
gods told you that you had to go elsewhere.
To Bleakwood Forest.
The complete opposite direction of where you should be going.
If that is where you're going today, I cannot come with you.
He seems a little surprised by that. He says, I thought that our contract was more important to you than that.
Nothing is more important to me than the trio. They are my gods. I serve them.
I see.
They have not led us astray yet.
You are welcome
Perhaps
to
this
come
is-
with us.
Perhaps it's just a detour on the way to Terrebonne.
Precisely.
Sure, I still have the baby carrier. Climb on in.
No, thank you.
Do you have a copy of the contract that I can put in? If you want, I can hold it for you.
No, I don't think I will be joining you.
All right.
If you're going to gallivant off, I will have to go to Terrebonne and try and smooth things over. Once again.
Wait. Pause. Out of game talk.
Uh-huh.
Part of the thing says we need to find the blindless people. I thought they were headed to Terrebonne as well.
That's what you guys are asking around for.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't
Maybe,
know that.
maybe we should
Okay,
just,
yeah, you don't know that for sure. Okay.
Maybe, Lucan, before you leave, you can hang around for a couple of hours. Let us ask around. We're looking for some people that may be in Terrebonne.
Have you noticed anyone from the 8 rings here since you've arrived?
There were members of the third ring here about a week ago, from what I gathered. They went towards Bleakwood Forest.
That seals it, I think.
Lucan, I want to be reliable and good to you. You've been so good to me. But I have to go against your wishes.
And he kind of just like sits there a moment and then he stands up and he says, I'll be leaving in 2 hours. If you want to go off on your sacred mission, feel free, and I'll see you in Terrebonne when you get there.
Very well.
What's the saying, Victor? If you love something, let it go and open all the butterfly cages and see which one comes back or something.
Don't open all the cages. Bad idea.
Let's leave the butterflies out of this.
No. Leave. We've learned.
Bolt is rocking in the corner.
Victor's also.
I would give some serious thought to your future, Eve, while you're traveling. If you want to be responsible, or if you want to follow the edicts of some deity. And then he turns and he walks away.
Oof.
Well,
That guy's a piece of
I didn't
work.
quite like that.
How dare he say, choose me over God? What is he?
Are
He's
you
not a
all-
god.
Are you all right?
I'm okay. I think I'm starting to...
Does he need a face to be punched?
No. But I think I'm
Brander is here.
Brander.
Let me at
Guy
him.
we were just talking to. Brander,
That was Brander.
Go see like go in the dark alleyway, like whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Wow, that got very violent.
Brander
very
is
quickly.
dishonorable. There is nothing but violence or dishonor.
Nope.
I just
Ravage the unpenitent.
I think I'm starting to see his true colors a bit more clearly than I have been able to in the past.
Seems like when he found you, maybe you weren't quite as strong as you are now. And now you're strong-willed and he can't have hold over you. Seems like you've grown for the better.
I have all of you to thank for that.
I think we've all grown because of each other.
Yeah, we're now heroes or something, apparently.
We have a cool name now.
Wayward Watch. I don't know how I feel about it. I like the name, but being a hero, I don't know. It doesn't really seem to be our thing, but we'll see.
All right, let's go check the sky.
Yes.
Okay. So you step outside. Let's see here.
I want to first of all look towards the west at the regular cracking and see if it has spread further.
Nope.
Become larger.
Hasn't spread any.
And then
further.
I also want to do a slow kind of scan of the rest of the sky and see if I see cracking anywhere else. Maybe
Okay.
above Bleakwood.
give
or
me
anything like
a
that.
perception check.
Perception check. Come on, new dice. Don't fail me now. You failed me. A 4.
No, there doesn't appear to be any cracks.
Too many clouds in the sky. It's hard to tell.
Cloudy day.
Sky.
So you're all standing around, kind of looking around and trying to see if there was any new cracks. When you hear
Just imagining.
No cracks.
plenty of other people just start looking up as well. Like,
What
is it now? Like, what's happening? When you hear the soft growl of a large cat ringing through the streets, and you can all clearly hear this kind of echoing, ethereal growl, and then you hear the swift thumping of paws. The air swirls around, green mist coalescing into a galloping form of an armored bounder springing its way past the bewildered people of Bell's Watch. When it's fully formed, the large, silvery furred creature stands a head taller than any of you, a half-foot larger than any bounder you've seen before. A pair of branching antlers spring from its head as well, adding to its already impressive height. It thumps to a halt in front of the party, locking eyes with Eve for a few moments before bowing its head in servitude to her.
Eve. What is this?
Is this your spirit mount or whatever? Yeah. That's so cool.
Pally staple. So awesome.
If you're a paladin, you have to have it.
You have to.
They honestly should just give you it.
Yeah.
I think we should post a picture from our friend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, quick side note. Somebody did fan art of the show, which is really cool. We're going to post it up here now.
Right over my face.
Right over, just over the full screen. So big
My face,
thanks. You're looking up the name right now, I assume.
Matt
This
Hilker.
is Sari. Sorry, what was it?
I think it's Matt Hilker.
No, Matt Hilker. Thanks, Matt,
on
for doing the
Facebook.
He's on
Tales of
Twitter.
Aneria fan art. We love it.
So
And
excited.
then Instagram too, I think.
And it's
Yes.
so cool.
We'll put his handle
Yeah.
as well.
Yep.
Please, go to
So
the
now you can
description.
see,
Follow
everyone
him.
can see what a bounder actually looks like.
Yeah.
which
It's
is
awesome.
fantastic.
Now just add antlers.
Now just had Jackal of
There you
Antlers.
go.
And yeah.
So
And
cool.
it's a silvery fur, kind of like a silver greyhound, right?
Like a silver lap.
Oh, like a
kind of
silver
like
lap.
almost like
Oh,
some
cool.
brown
Yeah.
undertones and
Yeah.
So pretty.
And it does have gold and leaf green armor on as well. So, and a saddle for you as well.
Whoa.
this was sent to me by the trio. Goldie said there was another boon waiting for me outside. And Eve will just put her head against the bounder's head and kind of just put their foreheads together.
Okay. You can feel that giant nose rapidly twitching. I have a very important question.
Yes.
Is it a pointy-eared rabbit or is it kind of a floppy-eared?
Or one of each.
Is it Harlequin? Like the two tones?
It could be.
Is it spotted?
Oh, I didn't even think about having
Is it-
floppy ears.
it
That's
pure
so
white?
cute.
They're like little
It's-
pigtails on each side.
It's got floppy ears. It has floppy ears. It's
Perfect.
got to.
With bows?
Yeah, got bows on either side.
It looks a little like Derpy, but it's kind of cute.
So cute.
Can its name be Derby?
Actually, its name does start with a D.
Oh, what is its name?
So Eve looks at it and says, I shall call you Darian, after my father.
And it gives a few quick thump, 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 just kind of to show its approval, and then just kind of nuzzles against you a little bit, waits around. It seems intensely loyal. It seems like it would follow you pretty much to the ends of the earth, which the quest you're on might be what the case. Who knows?
Great. Spoiler alert, we're all dying.
Yeah, Sarah's the only one that's surviving because she's not here.
Unless we destroy this craggy.
Plot immunity.
I already tried stepping on it. It didn't work.
Oh, great.
Change, damn you! Change!
Turn it to a boat!
Change into a bow.
Okay. So here is my question to the party. How are we traveling to Bleakwood? Are the rest of you getting mounts as well?
I mean, if you have a mount,
by Bounder.
we'd be way too slow. So I think we gotta get mounts.
Okay. And then are you doing any shopping, or you can try selling those gems if you
Yeah.
like before we
Yeah.
leave? So how many did you have?
16.
Okay.
16 gems. You didn't give me any kind of specifics on that.
Nope. So they're just 16 gems of various types. So what I would like is you're either going to appraise them with an intellect skill, or you can try and persuade basically a jewelry.
So I'm
owner.
definitely going with inside of things.
Okay.
Can I do an investigation check to try to determine their cut, their clarity,
Yeah.
that kind of thing?
Yep. So you can kind of appraise them and kind of get them in the best light, that sort of thing. So you go ahead and roll me a d20, or go ahead and roll a check.
8.
8. Okay. So unfortunately, you didn't make the DC for any extra. They're just going to be 100 gold apiece.
100 gold apiece.
Only.
Okay.
So that should be another 1,600.
Yep.
Yeah, 1,600 gold.
Has everyone taken their money from last time? I think we
Yeah.
separated
You
that one
separate.
out, right?
Yeah, you separated the treasure out specifically, I believe.
Yes.
I
in
wrote
fact, I
down
know
the
so.
totals, but I have a lot of gold, so I'm assuming
you were
we-
something at 999 gold or something like that. Is that right?
I'm at 632. I don't know about you guys.
632.
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds
at
about right.
626.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we must have already divvied it out. I'm sure we did.
Do
Okay.
you have platinum and copper,
Yep.
silver?
Yep.
then we
Okay,
did.
let me
Okay.
check.
I don't.
Oh yeah, because I have 10 platinum and there was 50, so that would make
10
sense.
platinum.
Right now.
10 platinum, 500 gold, 2,400 silver, and 108 copper.
And then 51 gold for the reward, right? You're
55.
passing
Oh yeah,
55.
Okay.
No, 51.
51.
You just tell me how much I need to add.
51 gold.
Add
And
51 gold.
could-
Add
is there a
51
money
gold.
changer in town that I could change money? Because there's no way I could carry that much.
Yeah, yep. I will go ahead and there's definitely a money changer here.
And most of mine's going to be in platinum because I can't carry that much at all.
We really need to just have a bag of holding for our money.
Yeah.
Just like a communal.
So-
well, actually, don't put all your
So I
money
sell,
in one
I sell all the
basket, I
gems,
guess.
bring it back, and I will divvy it up 320 gold.
Like, make it rain.
320 gold apiece.
Wow, nice. We are
Go ahead.
How
and
much?
right now.
320 gold.
320.
We are
And someone
flush.
please write this down for
Oh yeah.
Yep.
golds.
I'll have it on my list here.
Okay.
And what the last part?
320 gold.
Yeah.
320.
I'm
And
That was
Where
for
is that
the
from?
gems.
That was
16
the
gems
gems,
that we
yeah.
sold.
Yep. So go ahead.
Alright.
You can go ahead and change that out for platinum.
And it's 10, right? 10 gold pieces
Yep.
per platinum.
Yep.
So it's 32.
Obviously, the higher denomination, the more careful you need to be. But when has anybody ever tried to rob you?
Yeah. never.
Don't put that in your mind.
If
long as
anybody
we
has
stay
a
off
broken
the-
wagon wheel on the road, we're not helping them.
No.
They're thieves.
As long as we stay off the long road, we might get robbed slightly less.
Yeah.
Unless we roll into like a spider hole like last time.
Yep.
Who knows?
And then, does anybody have any specific magic items that they would like to look for? This place does have a Wellspring Item Co. that has several, like, I think pretty much any uncommon magic item you might be able to find here within reason.
Would they have any bags of holding at all?
They definitely would. Let's find out how much a bag of holding is.
Because that would be probably the number one thing that Victor would need. Because most of the stuff I cannot carry like that. This last thing, he's probably blaming it on that bear trap that made him overweight. Because I looked at my thing and I was encumbered. So.
Well, and you don't have the chakram anymore either, so take that.
Yeah, I don't have the chakram, so I pulled that off on the way.
You get that to hug.
Yeah, and I'm like just barely at like I can walk.
So a bag of holding would cost you. I actually have them listed here at 500 gold base
I will
cost.
buy one.
So yep.
It's not a bad.
And you guys are plenty close to a major city, so a bag of holding would not be an uncommon thing.
50 platinum. Okay.
Did you get any more infusions, by the way?
I don't think so.
You have to check that just in case.
I just have still have to.
Okay.
Okay. But that's really what I would be looking for, and.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You go to the Wellspring Item Company, you say, I'm looking for a bag of holding. They pull out a bag of holding out of another bag. No, wait, no. That's a bad idea.
They walk into the back room, come out.
Which is a bag of holding.
It's a vault of holding.
There you go.
You have one that
do you
comes
think they would
black?
have like
Unfortunately, all bag of holdings have to be designed the same way.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess I can't see it anyway. Whatever.
Not really. And I pull up mine, and it's.
What?
What color is his? Is it green?
What color is your bag of holding?
I really like the. It's the same color as my magic, the rusty red.
Okay.
Yeah.
do you think they would have mithril splint?
Mithril Splint. Let's see here.
I have no idea what that would cost. But I would like to have heavy armor without having disadvantage on stuff.
Yeah, they do actually have,
Oh,
like,
nice.
if you ask for it. Basically, it's the cost of the armor
Okay.
plus 200 gold.
Okay. So what would that
I don't know how much Splint costs.
I can look it up here. I wish it would give you a cost.
Everybody's getting a peek at different item costs now, and some people at home may be raging at the fact that I gave away a bag of holding for 500 gold. But let's be honest, have you ever run a D&D campaign where you did not get a bag of holding?
Splint.
Leave it in the comments.
Splint raw is 200 gold pieces.
200 gold, so 400 gold.
400?
Yep.
Seems like a really good deal. I will take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's mithril armor, so it's not necessarily even, like, magical. Like, mithril is a
Right.
magical substance, but it's not like a specific, like, we enchant
Right.
this
It's
armor.
not like a +1.
Yeah,
plus
so
two.
you would probably not go to the Wellspring Item Co. for that. They direct you to a blacksmith that then they do have plenty of blacksmiths that are like, oh yeah, I do have like one set, and they'll help you kind of they'll help you tailor it basically and everything. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay.
400 gold. And I'll give them a 10 gold tip
Oh, wow.
because they did really good work.
All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, they did do good work. That's amazing.
It's the best I've seen in a while.
Not bad for mass-produced armor.
Yeah.
The Wellspring Item Company.
We'll see if it breaks.
No, that again, that's from the blacksmith.
Can I sell my old studded leather? Has a cost of 45, but it is used.
I think for cost, it's like 50% is what I
Okay.
was doing it as.
All right, so I'll like just 20.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get rid of that.
Yep. And it's like a trade-in, right?
Yeah, like apply it towards the
Uh-huh.
cost kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Adamantine armor is actually more expensive.
Yeah.
For your next purchase, get 20% off.
And they do try to like upsell you on like, hey, we do have like a Fletcher next door. Like, so you're an archer. If you want, you could like I'm sure they've got some enchanted bows you could take a look at.
I think I'm good with old trusty here for now.
I want to pick up
Pat,
some.
Oh, trusty.
I want to pick up some healing potions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
They're
good
50
idea.
apiece, I believe. you said?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me just check
Likewise.
here.
I think we should all get some.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we have enough money for our mount,
Yeah,
too.
regular healing potions are 50 gold.
And that's the 2d4 plus 2.
Yes. And again, this is like Wellspring Item Company 101. They literally got him in like maybe like one of those like you got a big scoop in a bag and you like put them in like other candy, you know.
I'm gonna pick up 6 of them.
Okay. There are also Greater, Superior, and Supreme if you'd rather. Not Supreme, only up to
Superior is 100, I bet.
Greater is 100. Superior is 250.
What do they do?
They do good stuff.
Don't you have this memorized? There's
How
so many things you have
dare
to
you
think
ask
of.
about that? What's wrong?
Some DM you are.
Do you think I'm a good DM? Leave a comment in the comment section. No, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know. Like, if you think I'm terrible, just go away.
Stop watching.
Let's see.
I just searched health potion. That's not what it's called. I've been playing too many video games. Healing potion. Come on.
It's not in the player's handbook. It's in the DM's, which is even lower on the
I
stack.
can just look in here.
Yeah, just look there. Does Eve buy anything?
She would like to buy some healing potions.
Okay.
But I want to hear the
Superior
difference
call?
between...
So Greater and Superior are here.
Superior healing potion or healing potion?
Potion of Superior Healing. Sorry. And then Potion of Greater Healing.
You can't find potion of superior.
Oh. You have to plug it in.
Your fancy technology fails you, and now we have to go to the regular books.
Dun, dun.
Oh, because it's potion of healing, parentheses, superior.
Yeah.
Those don't have a cost, of course.
Well, no, you're not looking at the cost, though. You're looking at the HP gain. Greater Healing does 4d4 plus 4, and Superior does 8d4 plus 8.
And pricing was...
And pricing was,
150.
100 and 250.
I'm gonna buy 3 of the normal.
3 of the normal ones? Okay.
Sorry, I know you just said this. How much were greater?
Greater are 4d4 plus 4.
Or sorry, cost.
100.
100. Okay, I'm buying 2 greater.
2 greater.
I will buy 2 greater and 2 of the regular.
Okay.
I'm going to go 4 of the regular, 2 of the greater, and 1 superior.
Okay. And again, like you're telling this to the Axtoli, and he's just like pulling them out with all 4 of his arms.
But,
You know, like,
sorry,
so
the
close.
regular, what was the cost of the regular?
650 gold.
Okay,
and then
so
100
that's
for
going to
the-
set me
still.
back 300.
We're still
yes.
kind of rich.
And then you have to buy mounts.
And we gotta buy maps.
And those come from the Greenwood Livery, Sable, and Blacksmith.
Nay.
It isn't where you bought your armor. This blacksmith is more about like, it's more like a harrier
Yeah.
than anything else.
Okay. And what are we looking at?
I will give you 600 copper for one, my man.
6 gold? No. So, buying horse is 75 gold.
Can we like rent them, or do we have to buy them?
You have to buy them, but you could probably sell them at another town, basically. 10 gold for a riding saddle, and then if you want, you can also purchase saddlebags to hold some items for 8 gold.
That's weird. Oh, you bought the bag of holding.
Yeah, and then you also need to make sure that you have feed for the animals as well, which is 5 copper pieces for a day.
Can my seatbelt double as a saddle? Since I'm sitting.
That is a type of seat, technically.
I'm just like imagining, because the seatbelt's invisible, right?
There's just a gap between the horse and me.
It's just weird, like video game graphics where you're not quite sitting on the horse.
I'm perfectly still while the horse is like.
But your leg is clipped and it's inside of the horse a little bit.
every time it runs, it kind of.
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow that. A saddle is a type of seat, so you can skip out on the 10 gold that it requires for the saddle.
So we're looking at 85 gold plus 5 copper a day for feed.
For feet. Yep.
I will
And
find
how
the strongest
many
horse
days
they
will it
have.
take us to get to
absolutely.
Bleakwood?
Yeah. Like the
That's a good
Clydesdale
question.
style.
so a total journey to Bleakwood takes you by horseback. It'll take you 2 days.
Unless you want to go bareback, then you can save 10 gold and ruin your legs.
Hurt my butt. Okay, so 2 days. So I'm gonna buy.
Are there any
6
chariots?
days worth of feed just in
if
case?
you want a chariot, we have.
You don't want
so
one.
that's
I was just thinking the Avis
30
brothers
copper.
are experts in chariots.
Yeah.
Did you know? Fun fact. The
For
Avis
30 copper
brothers
feet.
used to
5 copper
race
per day.
chariot.
Yeah.
But I'm
Do
doing
chariot
60.
racing. That's fun
Expert.
fact
Expert
of the
is
day.
They
a big
hated.
stretch.
They hated when we put the blades on the wheels, though. Couldn't stand it.
Ben-Hur style.
Yeah, apparently we grew up in medieval, or not medieval, ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Good times.
But
You knew
How much for
Maximus?
feed? You say
5 copper a day. Maximus Avisus. The gentleman that runs the stable, the Greenwood gentleman. Actually, what is his name? His name is Yorick Brushweave. He says, "Don't worry, we've got horses that are trained to handle fully armored knights. They'll be able to handle you."
That's good. So I'm going to get 100 copper worth of feeds. 20 days.
20 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Figure out the weight of feed just so that your bag of holding doesn't get exploded.
We have a lot of copper. I'm just realized.
Weighs 10 pounds for one day of ration or of feed.
Holy crap.
Yep.
1 day of feed is 10 pounds. Holy
Horses
crap.
eat a lot.
Yeah.
We can let them graze on the grass on the way there.
We can hunt for grass.
I'm not actually going to ask this, but how many days can a horse survive without food? I'm just asking for a friend.
The
How
good
long
news
could
is
it
if we
burn?
run out of rations,
But
we
you
now
said-
have food.
You said we can get saddlebags.
Just joking. That's
Yeah, so the horse can carry some of it.
So you can carry most of it.
Are there any
If
druids?
it can carry us carrying it, it should be able to carry
So
it.
I'll tell you what, a horse's max carrying
We
capacity.
need to find a druid who can give us good berries because then it'll be full with one berry.
That's
And then we don't have to
It's
wait.
well-known fact, horses hate good berries.
Dang it.
They only like
They,
sugar
they
cubes.
call them mediocre berries.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is I need to go get those sugar bombs and
Yes.
feed them only sugar bombs the whole way.
Yes.
A riding horse
I
can
got
carry
some.
a total of 480
I'll sell
pounds.
some to you.
How much do you weigh?
400 pounds.
Yep.
You're not one of the beefy boys, though.
And the riding saddle is 25
boy?
pounds. But you're
Similar
not
to
getting
the Beastie
saddle,
Boys?
so yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 100 pounds of feed. So that's 10.
Yeah, does the seatbelt transfer the weight to the ground or whatever object it's touching, or is it magic?
No,
Hold
it definitely
Darn.
is going to, like the horse
Be the fastest horse in the world.
Yep. It's like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Yeah. So not 100 copper worth of feed. Whatever, 80 more pounds. Actually, I'm probably
So if you wanted to buy the saddlebags, that is 8 pounds in itself.
I'm probably over the capacity of the horse at this point, because just with gear, because I'm 400 alone.
Yeah, but you also have a bunch of stuff in the bag of holding. Bag of holding doesn't weigh.
Right. Well, the bag of holding has a weight. Not
Yeah.
much.
That's 5 pounds.
But I'm gonna get 100 pounds
No,
of
15
feed.
pounds. Who knew that when you play D&D, you
So
just do
how
math?
far away is
It's just math assignments.
is Fleetwood then?
It's all math assignments. By horseback, it's a 2-day journey there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm only going to buy 6 days
6,
worth. Like, give me there, back, and maybe a little extra.
If anybody's getting flashbacks to Oregon Trail, they're not alone.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting
Die
scared
of
that Eve's going to die
dysentery.
of
Dysentery?
You stole my joke.
I played that recently and beat it, figured it out. So
Nice.
It's helpful that when you're not 8.
Yeah, I mean, no 8-year-old could survive the Oregon Trail.
I don't know if this is something you should be super
For
proud
some
of.
reason, if I just bought all gunpowder, my people would starve to death. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't hunting, though.
So
Obviously.
that sounds
I know.
like a good plan.
Every time I hunted,
6.
ricochet,
Yeah.
and then I die.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Shopping.
Now I want to play the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
I just want to go
I'll just send you the
real
link for it. You
shopping.
can play it online. I'll have to install it. Everything.
Seriously? Doing it.
This week's game is sponsored to you by
Oregon Trail.
Trail.
And Visa.
and
The
dysentery.
gold whatever of Aneria.
Already our minds are becoming one.
Okay.
Creepy.
So everybody gears up.
Yep.
My horse creaks when I climb on top of it.
What color is your horse?
Just black.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
my horse.
That's the longest
Big
road.
My
Red
horse
forest.
is mostly black, but it has like white speckling.
All right.
Through
cool.
it.
We'll tell me now.
What are you gonna name it? Old paint.
I'm gonna name it Jin. Jin.
I like it. What's yours named?
Taxi.
Bolt's culture has very like
Bolt has no
straightforward-
culture.
Yeah. And what about
Chestnut Bay with the white sock, and his name is Glue.
okay? The Return of Glue.
Glue 2.0.
No, I'll name him Jazzy because that was my grandpa's horse's name,
Okay.
and it was a Chestnut Bay, the white sock.
Fun fact: the first horse that my wife ever rode was named Cory.
What? That sounds like a weird sex
I
thing.
know, but it's the truth. You guys are all packed. You're all ready to go, and you take off. Your bounder is quick. For the purposes of stats, just use the elk stat
Okay.
for it because it does have antlers, so everything that comes with that. Except for your speed is 50 feet around instead of the usual 40.
I assume it has a jumping higher or larger.
That's part of that same like 10
Yeah.
feet.
You
Jumping
need to
is part of
you
your
need to send me
standing jump.
the link to Eve on Hero Forge, so I can put it in a riding pose. I'm gonna see if I can find a bounder, like a,
Oh, yeah.
a
So
big
cool.
rabbit.
That would be really cool.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Remember, it has floppy ears.
You're like riding it, and its
And
ears in the
antlers.
wind are like flopping in your
Okay,
face.
so
You got
you can just
little like
hold on.
Yeah,
fluffy
the
tendrils.
floppy ears are
and
kind of
it's-
like smacking you a little bit, but it's okay. It's
So
great.
cute.
You gotta time down.
Well, they're really big. If you see the picture,
You can use those as the
Yeah.
as like the
Yeah, the
reins.
reins.
Yeah.
So its ears touch on the ears a little bit.
So basically, having a mount doubles your average speed. So again, once you guys get done here, if your mounts live, if you live, you can head back up towards Terrebonne, and it'll be half the time that it would normally take. It'd be 5 days instead of 10. So, all right, and
Sorry, Colby.
this stretch,
I keep leaning on Colby.
this stretch of the road
We'll just keep
southeast
shrinking him.
is
Please, like,
surprisingly devoid of any sort of dangers. The usual dangers that you've been experiencing on the long road are absent, and it's 2 days before you get near Bleakwood Forest, and you're just getting on the road. You're just starting your second day journey there. You stop to feed and water the horses every now and then. And that doesn't mean you actually sprinkle on the horses.
Can they graze? And so we can reduce the amount of feed we have to give them. I mean, wild horses live in the wild.
Yeah, they can graze a little bit because it's kind of just a flat plain around this area. There isn't
Don't let them
really-
eat the rot.
We don't even know what that is.
Ezra, you think you could do some ranger things or something to go find? Tell us where like good places to eat are.
Not particularly skilled in that. At least
Well, you shoot the
now.
bow. You're a ranger, right?
No.
Fight.
That's classist. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Do you think you throw a dagger and now you're a fighter?
A rogue, yes.
I guess it doesn't work both ways.
Can I guess, as I'm looking around, I just want to make sure that there's like something safe to eat. That the horse isn't going to like get eaten by an alligator or something.
yeah.
An alligator in the plains.
I don't know.
So what did you roll?
I rolled a 2 plus 2, 4.
4. Okay. No, you don't find any sort of like snake in the grass or anything.
That's
Alligator
safe.
in the grass.
Alright.
Yeah.
Go for it.
There was
I-
definitely a snake in your boot.
Dang it. I will, I
That's
guess
the name of one of his
Eve put it
daggers.
there.
That's the
I
name of one of
will-
his new daggers.
I'll
Snake.
tether, while they're grazing, I guess I'll tether my horse to someone else's horse.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just tie their tails together so it's like a
Avatar.
rat swarm. Or
One gets
raccoon
spooked, it pulls on the other one, and they all just go crazy.
Sounds
So
like a terrible idea.
basically, ahead in the distance, all you can see is the looming giant trees that make up Bleakwood Forest, your home, actually. So you've seen these. They're basically like giant redwoods and all these other massive trees that just kind of loom overhead, and it's a silhouette that is hauntingly beautiful. It's a little bit like, much like the Emerald Wild, it looks a little terrifying, but you don't get that same sense of dread. It's more like this thing is ancient and old, and there's all this like you can almost feel like even those of you that are martially inclined can feel that permeation of like old magic coming through. And it's about midday on the second day that you finally see something other than the long stretch of road on the horizon. You see kind of just these dotted black something or other. And about half an hour later, as you approach, the vague shapes resolve themselves into a set of tents. In the middle is a giant blue tent staked down securely with many sturdy ropes. Around the large tent are half a dozen or more smaller ones, some of which have a full side of their cloth rolled up to reveal workstations and temporary forges. The smell of smelting metal and burning coal assails the nostrils, but deep rhythmic pounding of the hammers on anvils calms the nerves and feels almost hypnotic in its beating. As you get closer, a cluster of women are sitting kind of near the road, all weaving baskets or stitching cloth, and look up as you approach. And one, who's a dark-skinned half-elf woman with wrinkles causing her round face to pinch into a near-permanent scowl, stands and dusts off her simple shift before stepping forward before you get too close. Her stance is very much defensive and elegant at the same time, as she calls out, "You are about to approach the tempered Requiem. Please halt and declare yourselves."
Yeah, I hear that. That's a butt pucker moment
Yeah.
for Victor.
What are they called again? Sorry?
The
Tempered
tempered-
Requiem.
Tempered Requiem?
Which is so to add to the
Bolt is
already
just
fun
going, Don't say butters. Don't say butters.
to add to the already fun double name that happens with the 8 rings. Each ring has a specific formal name in addition to that.
It's like a
Yeah. So the tempered Requiem is the third ring.
third ring.
Yeah.
It's a third ring.
Love it.
Then you don't have to say third ring, wing, sling.
It's all very complicated, probably intentionally.
Dogmatic. Yep.
Yep.
It is I, Victor, and the rest of my companions here. We are
The Wayward Watch.
the Wayward Watch. We are standing. We are in search, actually, of you and your camp. I am currently on pilgrimage to fix my mistakes. But if you would be willing to allow us to help you in fighting this blight in the Bleakwood, we stand ready to help.
And she kind of frowns a little bit, and she says, "Victor who?"
Victor Udonta.
"Yes, I thought that might be you. Dismount and approach. Just you, please."
Can I secretly get an arrow range just in case they try?
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
I will. Yeah, I'll kind of dismount freely and walk with my hands clearly where they can see them.
14?
So the old woman's eyes snap to you as you start readying, and this cloud of small needles kind of pulls up behind her and just kind of curves at like a wave until you put your bow away, and they just kind of settle back down.
Watching straight.
She is, despite being old, she looks very ferocious.
Damn. Okay. Tails on the ground.
Hey, ground.
Hey, man, how you doing?
So once Victor is close enough, she holds up her hand and she says, "Present your blade."
And I will, keeping my hands up, I will slowly call it to my hand and then hold it out.
Okay. She doesn't take it. If you want to, you can just kind of have
Just
it hover
kinda
in
hold
the air.
it and-
Yeah, because obviously you don't touch another member's blade, and she kind of just wanders around it and examines it closely. She says, "Very well cared for. I remember your father. He is one of the best of us. It's a little disappointing to see his son fallen so far."
Yes, unfortunately, this apple fell too far from the tree.
At least you are acknowledging your mistakes. What is it exactly that brought you here again?
Well, very long story, but my friend actually, she is here with us, Eve.
And I gesture back to the group.
She is
Waves.
She is like the prime of my group. She is smart and headstrong and knows what she's doing. She has been commissioned by the Choir of the Crags. Said that there was nearby, or no, not by the Choir of the Crags. She was commissioned by the trio, her gods, saying that there was a plague, if you will, that evil was going to besmirch this land, and that somehow us helping you to deflect it is our quest.
I see. Well, and she kind of straightens up a little bit and she says, you know that your position makes things a little awkward, but I suppose I can take you to see our prime. And you may put your blade away and have your friends approach.
Thank you.
And I'll gesture, just, like, be cool. Be cool.
Is there like an obvious
Ride
place
casual.
that we can put our horses?
Yeah, they
Okay.
like show you a quick like hitching post that they've set up. And she says, please, while you are within the camp, do not draw your blades unless instructed. Understood?
I don't own a blade, so we're good there.
Any weapon.
Eve will leave her blade with Darian, her sword.
Okay. When you do that and like you walk away, she kind of gives you like a little like okay, and then continues walking like you're leaving your blade behind. Whatever.
It's out of
It's
respect.
awful trusted.
What?
I assume they were in earshot to be able to hear.
Yeah,
what I
you
need to
heard.
convey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So she starts leading you through the camp.
Listen, this prime might not like me, so you should talk.
Okay.
Because you remember I told you I messed up. Well, I offended him, among others, in the process.
How long ago was
It's
it
the
that
butterflies.
your chrysaling was?
Probably 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. So yeah.
Something like that.
Pretty fresh.
So it hasn't quite been a year.
We won't run into any more of these butterflies, will we?
We have a thing with butterflies. What? What was your name? I'm sorry, I did not catch it.
Lenora.
Lenora?
Faust.
Are there any butterflies in the camp being used?
There are a few butterflies in metal cages or whatnot, or glass cages. One of them opens and kind of flies off as like a messenger. Butterfly heads off into another wing.
As it flies by. So fresh.
Okay, let's see.
So is Lenora the prime?
Do you ask her?
Yeah. Are you the prime of the third ring?
I'm retired. I abdicated my position to my son, actually. But I am still considered a prime of the wing, of the ring. Most of the brothers and sisters that you see here are followers of the Lapis tradition, Lapis wing.
And what does that mean?
She turns to Victor, actually, for this answer. Not just because I don't have it pulled up. Specifically, I have, but she does definitely want to see what you say.
Part of your penitence is knowing the whole history.
Answering the questions for the DM. I know protection is part of it. But,
Yes. And I'm getting it in front of me to
So
make sure I don't
they're
mix
the
them up.
Windrunners.
These, you see, their
Just me?
wing
Okay.
is very lapis.
This is Preston.
They're about protecting and defending and not just like treasure, but or like material treasures, but people and family and.
A very noble goal. Sounds
Indeed.
like
And
my
sounds
father
like people I
taught
would
me.
get along with.
Yes, my father. He was one of their wing
Yep.
for.
And very notably that there are plenty of smiths and crafters within the Tempered Requiem as well.
He was good at his craft. He's a forge master.
One day I would like to meet him.
I would like to see him again someday too.
Excellent. Lenora, can you take us to your son? I'd love to be
Of
introduced.
course, this way. And Lenora leads you through the small pop-up village, letting you get your first look at the inner workings of one of the 8 rings. Several blacksmith tirelessly to shape metal, their eyes never leaving their forges. Everywhere you look, men and women, even children of all races, are working tirelessly to either craft or train. You even see a tall Genasi man with a flaming red beard calling out instructions as young teenagers practice a sturdy dance routine, stomping feet and thrusting motions with practiced blades.
Thrusting motions.
Like this.
I was thinking hip thrust. Sorry.
I mean, it is knife dancing, so
It could be like a very
send a blade forward.
It could be like the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
It's actually Tempered Requiem. I would say with more defense, you probably get more of like an Earth Nation.
Earth Nation. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I
Very,
thought
very
it
much
was.
like
Yeah.
Like how they like very wide stances.
Lenora takes you into the largest tent, revealing that the inside has been set up with many tables in a large square, and one small table and chair in the center. And then hanging above, in kind of the rafters that they have set up, are a dozen glass cages containing a myriad of beautiful blue butterflies. Two people are speaking softly at the smaller table while poring over a map. As the old woman clears her throat, they look up. Both are dark-skinned as she is, but one is taller and leaner, with cold, calculating eyes. The other, who stands from the table, has a gentler face and a warm smile as he runs his hands through his long dreads. He is dressed in simple clothes, the only feature of grandeur being the gladius blade strapped to his belt. And he waves his hands outward in greeting as he speaks to you all, and he says, "Mother, you've brought guests. Please, approach." And then he kind of nods to the taller one. The taller one nods back and walks off. And this is the leader. You recognize him immediately. This is the prime of the Tempered Requiem.
As soon as we're like within the permissible, what do you call that? Like, you know how like in Imperial China and stuff, or like Japan, or like there's only so close you can get to him.
Yeah.
If there's anything like that, I would basically like to be a step back from everyone and take a knee.
Okay. Yeah. And he does like notice that specifically. Like the rest of you kind of just like walk up normally. You're not really used to any sort of 8 Rings tradition. And he says, Victor, I was wondering when you might turn up again.
Yes, I'd say it's good to see you, but I cannot see. It's good to hear you. That you sound well.
And you sound humbled.
Indeed.
And then he turns to the rest of you.
So
and he says,
humble. You have no idea how humble I am. He says,
I am so humble right now. Just look at me.
Yeah, no. Welcome into the Tempered Requiem. I am Ivan. I am Ivan Faust. I am the prime of the Third Ring. And I am also a member of the Lapis Wing, for those of you who are aware of what we are. And it is welcome to have guests. May I inquire as to the purpose of your visit?
Well, it is so nice to meet you, Ivan. My name is Eve. And my companions here, we call ourselves the Wayward Watch. We have Bolt and Ezra, and you already know Victor.
Yes.
I'll keep my down.
He does give Ezra. He does give you like a very like nod. He recognizes like the Tushan, the style that you're
I will
in.
give
yeah,
him
and everything.
a
So,
nod.
Let's give you props.
yeah.
Don't feed his ego. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that.
We've come here at with the direction of the trio, my gods. You may know them as the Talon, the Claw, and the Fang.
I have a passing knowledge of them. Yes.
I serve them, and they have instructed us to help you. They said that there is a rotting in Bleakwood Forest, and the evil of which could undo civilization, put an end to civilization entirely if it's not stopped.
That's a bold claim.
Well, I trust them.
gods usually work with bold claims.
Lucky for you, that's exactly why we're here.
Really? And what brought you here?
Well, if it seems fate is smiling upon me today, And he kind of waves his hand to the map, which shows the location of the tent village that you guys are at, and a dark splotch representing something else. And you can kind of see it's like they just kind of like liberally poured ink onto the area. And he said, we recently received a word from a village near... cut this, Cory.
Try magic. It's allowed.
I'm magic.
We recently received notice from a village named Karth that a void rift had opened up nearby.
Heart or Karth?
Karth. C-A-R-T-H. Though they claimed that nothing came out of the rift itself. But the issue was that the rift didn't close like it's supposed to. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced a void rift before, but...
I have myself.
Not a pleasant experience.
Not at
Normally they open up, spill out something nasty, and then seal right back up. No harm, no foul, but if one is left open, it's a cause for concern. So, as such, the village sent a request to some of our cousins in the how do you say it? Pansophical? Is that how you would say it? Pansophical Reserve?
Yes.
To investigate the phenomenon. A few days later, we received a message from the leader of that expedition requesting immediate protection for the village. Unfortunately, when we arrived, he waves at the dark splotch of the map, the entire village was gone. It was as if the land and the buildings had aged 1,000 years in the few days it took us to travel. There were no bodies, and distressingly, the graves they had dug for their lost loved ones were empty.
That sounds troublesome.
Very much so. We couldn't even find any of our companions from the Opal Wing. So we immediately began scouting the area in the hopes that we could find some trace of our cousins or the rift itself. And we've been able to isolate the area at the heart of this blackened zone, which represents a deep decay that has settled over the land. Nothing grows, and it seems to be expanding at a steady rate.
Please tell me, although I do not deserve an answer, which of the cousins have gone missing?
More members of the Pansoptical Reserve.
Of the Pensop.
Yes. Which I believe is the second ring, if I remember
it's the second
correctly. Yeah, the Opal Wing. They're all about knowledge and information.
Yep.
Sounds like a ring I would enjoy. Or would I?
Ezra is having an identity crisis.
Would you like? I've got a sign-up sheet.
There's just two
got-
Ezra's that go,
You know,
hold on, no.
Yeah.
make sure and put my name as a referral at the bottom, so I get you in my left wing or my right wing in my.
No, and then you get BV points.
It's one of
those.
IBB.
I get it.
JK.
Same thing as Dwight Schrutebugs.
Yeah, shoebox.
True bucks. Yep.
I was actually just about to mount an expedition towards where we thought the heart of this lay when you arrived. So this is fortuitous.
It is indeed. Well, we would be happy to join you.
Noticing Victor's reverence for everything, I'll kind of kneel as well and say, I pledge myself to this cause. And look at Victor, see what he does.
Excellent.
Temporarily, until we resolve.
We're happy to have that. And he kind of raises his hand into the air, and as he does, from kind of the back of the tent, these four mirror-like discs that have a razor-sharp edge on them come floating in, and it's just kind of start spiraling around his head. And almost as if they were summoned along with these discs, some attendants come out, and they're carrying like a breastplate and other studded like shoulder pads and whatnot. And they start gearing him up as he turns to... Actually, he's going to turn to Victor.
He sounds like super sexy. I'm just putting it out there.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, his hair is kind of like gray too, by the way. Like it's gray reds.
yeah.
Silver fox.
So he's Gerald.
Yes!
Gerald.
He's Henry Cavill.
He is again. They are dark skinned as well, so a little bit like
So like,
Idris Elba. Like if
Idris Elba was
Yeah.
the Witcher. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Or have you seen Dragon Prince?
Wow.
The Dragon Prince King at the very beginning.
yeah.
He doesn't have silver hair, but he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty
Delicious.
Delicious.
He looks good.
Eve is drooling a little bit.
crazy.
Luke and Pooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Serious relationship.
A double joke always gets it.
Looking for a rebound.
Rebound. Yeah.
And so he actually, as he's getting geared up, he turns to Victor and he said, "Consider this not only a serious combat, but a trial as well, nymph."
His ears will perk up at the, like he's looking around the room a little bit to try and sense if he's talking to him or like he's.
Well, he specifically said nymph, so like,
but that's where he's like, is he saying that you're?
Yeah.
And then when he kind of realizes what's going on, he kind of.
Yes. If there is a place that I can protect and serve your ring, I will give my life.
Well, I hope that you fight well. And if you observe the creed and the tenets of my wing, we can speak further once this is over.
Well, Victor is by far the best fighter among us.
That's what got
If
me
I
in
could
trouble.
give my recommendation.
Don't make.
And he can hold
And he-
his liquor.
That's what he's saying. It's like,
He is very obedient
Somewhat.
to our prime, Eve.
He let me
Well, she's not really a
punch
prime,
him.
but
right
she
in the gut.
punches really hard.
He's also very lucky from what I remember.
Indeed, more than I probably should.
So once all of the armor is in place, kind of that jovial man that you saw when you came in is gone, and he's got a little bit more serious look. And those metal discs flow around behind him and kind of just stack up as if they're like strapped to his back, but they're just kind of floating in the air. And he said, "If you are all ready, we can head out."
I've never seen a void rift up close. I'm very curious to see what they look like and what they.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah,
They
I want to experience
sound
that.
pretty
I
cool.
want to kill whatever comes out of it.
All right, and which we probably will have to. So keep that in mind. So you're going to head out. I'm assuming that everybody's going to leave their mounts behind. It's not that long of a journey. He doesn't.
Don't
say.
forget to get your sword.
I get my sword and I am bringing.
we get halfway there,
Yeah,
and then
I was
he's
going
like,
to say Darian does not want to leave you. So if you try and like get
No,
him
you
to
stay here.
Yeah.
Please, may I come?
giant bunny eyes.
I did not know those ears could be even more droopy.
Yeah.
But
They're just like
apparently-
dragging on
They're
the
just
ground.
like sinking his face.
Yep.
Okay, you can come with us.
And you guys
Yeah,
head out.
I'm
It's
mad.
it's going to be you four and Ivan. Everybody else is kind of continuing to scout. You can see him talk briefly with who you learn is his brother. He just kind of like hold down the camp, that sort of thing. He speaks with
And does
Lenore.
he have a name?
No,
Okay,
just because I haven't given him a name yet.
that's
so.
fine.
Yep.
He's a Faust.
We'll call him Boris. We'll continue that.
Boris.
Boris.
Ivan,
Yes.
you mentioned that when you came upon the village, it seemed to have aged 1,000 years in the 10 days that it took you to get there.
Correct.
Well, can you tell us anything further about what it looked like, or did anyone get into the area that it was decayed at all, or was this from afar?
I mean, we walked around, and nobody
Inside
suffered
the
yes.
village.
Did you
Nobody
see
suffered the ill effects.
any symbols of an hourglass and an eye?
No, unfortunately. we
Looks
did
similar
not.
to this, and I'll pull out the.
No, that did not come up, unfortunately.
Keep your eye out for this symbol.
We will. Is it somebody dangerous?
We ran into a group calling themselves the Infinite Sight, and they seem to dabble in time magic, and they have plans, we don't know what those plans are, for the world as a whole. And based on our experience with them, those plans are probably not good.
That sounds very concerning.
And what you described in this village seems very much like something time magic would possibly do.
Let's hope that we can find the answers.
Agreed.
All right, so about 2 hours after you leave the tent cluster, the air around you grows cold, and an unsettling mist rolls at your feet.
Strahd,
the soft swishing of plains grass that you've been hearing turns into the unnerving crunch of dead grass as you trot along. Looking down at the spots where no fog covers the ground, you see that the area around you now has long dead grass, unable to even hold its roots, and kind of start blowing away even in the wind. 10 minutes of walking after that, the grass is sparse, and all that is left is blackened ground that even the least naturally inclined among you can grow no plant, no matter how hardy. Any animal you see, from birds to field mice or even simple bugs, only come in the form of rapidly decaying corpses. Save for the maggots. Apparently they can survive even in this desolate area long enough to feast on the dead.
What's it smell like?
It smells like death.
It's like sulfurous and decay. And
I wouldn't say
fungus,
sulfurous. I would just say like rotting.
Just rotten.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like rotten meat.
Yeah, like rotten meat and vegetables.
Okay.
Ahead of you, the tall trees of Bleakwood Forest loom, and judging from the circumference of the circle of blight that you have entered, it's nearly reached the edge of that forest. Before too long, the fog becomes nearly impossible to see through, and shortly after you begin to notice piles of dirt and stone stacked in haphazard formations. More importantly, though, you hear shouting in the distance, though you can't tell exactly what lies ahead. So what would you like to do?
Like, the stones, are they like cairns?
No, it's more like just like quick, like piled up stones on top of each other. It's go ahead and roll me an investigate check just to see if you can kind of determine what that
Like
might be.
stack?
Can I
Or just like
Could I do an
pile?
investigate as well?
Yeah, mhm.
14.
like just like a pile.
Okay.
14.
15.
It looks like hastily made like fortifications. Piles of dirt and stone that kind of just might hold something.
Almost like barricades of some sort. Okay.
And as you're kind of moving along, you kind of stop at one point because you hear shuffling, and you all kind of sink back a little bit behind these mounds, and you see a skeleton kind of shrugging along, its bones creaking and rattling, and as it kind of drags its rusty sword through the dirt. And it stops, and it turns and kind of looks in your general area, but then just keeps moving on, just shambling along as if it's on a patrol.
Eve, how much would he have told us about you and Sarah's rift experience before? Would you have told us most of it? Like,
Sari would have told you everything. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
you mentioned that when you experienced the rift last time, you fought off a horde of undead.
Mm-hmm.
Does this seem familiar? Like perhaps this undead is coming from the same
They're
place?
undead.
It, as far as I know, yes.
Does your infinite sight use undead?
Not the-
They are not ours. To be clear.
I understand.
They are ours to get vengeance upon.
Yes.
Dibs.
I understand that as well.
When you fought the undead before, was there this blight as well?
No, but the Void Rift did close after they came tumbling out.
Fascinating.
How do we close a void rift?
Can we see the open Void Rift?
You can't see anything with,
'cause
with
of
the
the fog.
fog. Yep. You can hear shouting up ahead, but you can't see anything that would indicate what it is.
Can we hear anything in the
Does-
shouting, like any specific words, or is it just kind of indistinct?
It's pretty indistinct at this moment.
Is it multiple voices or just like a single?
It's mainly one voice that you can hear. Every now and then you hear a reply from another voice or two.
Okay.
You know,
Does it sound like
Um,
clanking or anything, or is it just like someone shouting?
someone shouting.
Okay.
So, would I know if the skeleton, if skeletons in general, how to put this? Do they just attack on sight? Are they programmed to attack with specific commands? Are they, do they just walk around and they don't do anything until they're attacked? Does it make sense? Like,
It depends on the skeleton.
okay.
There are, any type of undead, you probably have two distinct types. You've got your feral undead, which are just like raised from unholy magic, and then they just attack anything on sight.
Okay.
Or you have controlled undead, which are ones that are given tasks and everything. There aren't really any sort of just we don't do anything until somebody attacks us kind of undead, because they're either all programmed or they're all kill everything. That I can see.
Okay, gotcha.
Even Ivan, if you would allow me, I will like to scout ahead
Our
and see
names
if we
sound
can
good
find
together.
them.
We'd make a good couple.
Even Ivan.
Even Ivan.
She's like over
Ivan
there.
Eve.
She's like,
Ivan Eve.
Ivan Eve.
With
Drawing a heart around it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Eve.
Hey, Ivan, will you...
Eve Faust. It sounds beautiful. Continue.
Pick a number. Yeah.
Do
Pick a color.
the mash thing.
Ivan's going to turn to you and he's going to say, I will defer to your judgment on this. I want to see how you operate.
Oh, she's a good prime.
All right.
Don't offend them.
Victor, can you scout ahead and see how many of these creatures there are?
I will.
By my life. I want to stealth ahead and see if I can find out where the voice is coming from,
Okay.
and avoid the undead is what I'm.
Sure.
My objective, I guess. Natural 4.
Nice. Okay. And natural 20 is a natural 20.
I just disappear. I turn
Yeah, you kind of just fade into the fog. You walk backwards into the fog, Homer Simpson style.
I pull my cape up.
You walk down the fog like you're walking down an escalator,
Where did he
into
go?
the fog, and then so you're gone.
Yeah.
What? How did you do that?
Ow! Yeah, so you kind of move up, and you come around one of these piles and just kind of peek around it a little bit, and you can see that the fog is kind of surrounding this clearing area, almost like a protective bank.
Okay.
You see a lot of things, actually. The first thing that you see is the purple rift in the middle.
Okay.
And it is just kind of like a gash opened in the world itself. It's roiling, and it has sort of every now and then you see kind of this burst of energy come from it, and it's not really expelling anything at the moment, but it is very much
So is it looking at a black hole where you have swoops in and out and
I should also point out that you can clearly see it, much like you saw the Ald steel
Okay.
when it appeared. You can clearly see this through your blind sight.
Okay.
As if it were actually.
Does the noise, the reverberations of it, does it help me at all as far as what's there, or do I need to use Shadow Song?
There's plenty of clanking, plenty of shouting going on around here
To get,
to get a picture. Yeah, so there are several zombies that are kind of shambling about,
Okay.
carrying various crates and stuff. You can see a few orcs muttering to each other around them, kind of thing. And there is actually specifically a female orc with kind of these long, wicked claws that she kind of taps together almost impatiently as she says, "Let's hurry up and get the next anchor through. I'm very eager." And as she says it, this, you hear this little patience on her shoulder, and you can see an imp sitting there, and he's just kind of trying to soothe, brushing down her wild hair a little bit.
Do imps look different enough from each other that I would be able to identify it? Is this the same imp that we saw before, or is this different imp?
It is not the same imp that you saw before. They each have their own individual features. It's just
Different horn
but
sizes.
but it's similar in shape and everything, because it's still an imp.
Okay.
And as you're kind of waiting and watching, you also see these three kind of faintly they're glowing in your mind's eye or in your hearing, because you can hear these soft screams emanating from these three pillars that are kind of centered around this portal. And as you're kind of sitting there watching, another figure does step through the portal finally, and it is a giant skeleton with several arms. It's got 3 different heads. It looks like an amalgam of a bunch of different skeletons, and it is carrying another one of these anchors. And for a moment, as it comes through the portal, you see this little tendril of magic coming through, as well as if this anchor is connected to the void portal in a way.
Okay.
And it sets it down and kind of just sets it in the area.
So at that, I want to start to, I don't know how far away I am right at this point, but I want to start making my way back.
Okay.
And I want to see if I can sleight of hand any daggers on the shambling patrols
Okay.
on the way back.
Sure.
Just as like a if we are walking forward and we encounter them, then it's like preparing a trap, I guess, or maybe.
Like,
So
are you trying to ambush and take them out, or are you trying to?
Can you track? You can track your daggers, right? Like in your mind, type of thing. Like you know where they are.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much like
sense
feel them.
their
Yeah,
direction
Get a sense.
generally.
So like trying to slip one, like basically in their pocket,
As like
or
a-
whatever
in their
they
head
have.
or something.
Yeah, I'll do something like that where not necessarily like if we fight them, obviously I want to try and do damage with
Yeah, I
it.
saw
But
it.
otherwise, it would just be like a when we pass them, then call it back to me kind of
In the nose.
ordeal.
Sure.
Sorry, for clarity's sake, because I just didn't understand. The large skeleton, what did it come out of? Was it a pillar or the void
It
rift?
came out of the void rift. Yeah.
Okay,
It was
and it
carrying
is-
another one of those like little
The anchor.
Another
anchors,
pillar
yeah.
thing?
Mhm.
Anchor.
Okay.
29 on the sleight of hand.
Yeah. So I'll let you like you can slip your blades into a couple like passing
So it'll be
patrolling
like 4 of
skeletons.
them, and then
Yeah.
I'll keep Shadow Song with me. And, okay, so 4 blades, and they're not defensive. They're not whatever. They're just blades.
Yeah. Okay.
Blade on patrol zombies or patrol skeletons.
Yep. Okay. And then you return.
Yeah, and I return, and I'll say,
I don't believe I was detected, but I found the source. It seems that the rift is being held open. They are doing some kind of ritual or some kind of, I think she said anchor of some kind. It seems like they're trying to bridge between whatever is on the other sides. I saw several zombies. I saw orcs,
and I'll give the whole spiel.
and then there's a big giant one. Looks pretty nasty. But there seems to be one at the head of them. It's a female orc. She has an imp. So if we are trying to be precise or have like surgical precision, she seems to be the figurehead. At least at this place.
Excellent. Victor, very well done.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
All right.
What do you order?
Were there any barricades such as these stones outside of the fog that we might be able to hide in on the perimeter of where the fog is?
With when I went, would I be able to find like a relatively safe path?
Yeah.
Based on like just proximity of the.
Yep.
I believe we could sneak past the guards and get very close.
What do you make of these anchors, Walt? You seem to be the most magically inclined here.
Sounds like some kind of magical artifact or amalgam of magic, maybe even solid magic, that is keeping the portal open. Victor, you mentioned something about a tendril of energy attaching
Yes.
to one as it came through.
Speaking of it, it looked very much like old steel. If you've ever seen that.
Really?
Yes,
The
it's
anchors themselves?
normally I cannot see things,
The
but
rift.
for whatever reason,
I'm asking Victor.
when I first saw old steel, it was bright, and when I looked at this portal and these other things, it seemed very, very similar in nature.
Well, old steel has energy from other planes.
These portals could be a rift between worlds. Between Aneria and some other world.
We cannot have this world with all of these undead anchored to an area.
I agree.
This is really big.
Let's go home.
Understatement of the night.
Sorry, Trio.
I came
We'll
here
have our lead.
I came here to free the forest, and now we have to save the world.
If it's,
Only one day after being named heroes.
Technically, they
mistakes of
did
one, half
say
a dozen
that
of
we had
another.
to save the world.
Well, I kind of thought they were being dramatic to get your attention.
if you need me to pull a Tony Stark and go through the portal and die,
No. Absolutely
We don't
not.
have nukes in this world.
Tony
Alright.
Stark, a great artificer.
He's a gnome artificer. He has a great facial hair. Everyone knows who he is.
Transferred his consciousness into a construct body right before he died. Yep.
Super cool guy.
I certainly don't want to draw the attention of anyone outside of the fog circle. I worry that if we make too much noise offing the patrol, it may draw the attention and we will no longer have the element of surprise on our side.
Hopefully, on the way back, I had planted some things on the patrols. They did not seem to notice. I think I can help us to avoid the patrols. Perhaps get advantage on our rolls.
Whatever that means.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
That's very good thinking, though.
So I can kind of feel a little bit, not to a precise way, but I can give you general if they're coming or going.
How many
4.
patrol?
I've only was able to tag 4 of them before I got back.
How many total did you see, including, and how many people in the camp did you see? In the encampment, I should say.
Victor looks to the clouds.
So there were 3 orcs, 3 zombies. There was that orc with the nails, the imp, and the skeleton, the big skeleton. And then you just saw the 4 patrols on your way back. Like once you ran out of knives, you pretty much just like.
Okay. And the patrols were individuals, or
they were just like an individual skeleton.
Okay.
Or two, yeah.
I've only seen 4 of the patrols. When we get close enough, either we can take them out quickly and quietly, or we can move forward. But my guess is if they are controlled, then the person who has them might have some way to know if they're dead.
I feel like one of our priorities should be destroying those anchors.
Absolutely.
If I can get close enough to one, perhaps I can determine how to destroy them.
Okay.
Maybe
Well, it
we
seems
just
like
pick it up and throw it back through the.
And
Or
right now there was
Stay
1 or
back on
2.
your side of the world.
How many anchors?
There
were 4 anchors.
There's 4.
So 3 initially, and then the big skeleton came out. And
Well, so
off
far
one down.
there are 4 of them, and if we don't hurry, they might have more.
And we don't know if they need to keep bringing more, or if a certain amount will keep the portal open permanently.
Not sure.
Time is not on our side, it seems, as usual.
Ever since we lost that book.
Yeah, good one.
That is pretty good. Here, have it in with dice. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, then it's decided. Victor will lead us past the patrol to the safe area where we can get a better look at our enemy.
Try to give us as much room as possible. I'm not very stealthy, as you know.
I will do my best. I will do my best.
Battle to the death.
Don't you have plate as well?
Okay.
Plate armor or scale or something?
I have. What do I have? I'm definitely loud.
Yeah. Disadvantage on stealth too.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Plate
take the
armor or scale
catapult
armor.
spell. Just like Torrey, there we go.
Throw ourselves.
All right. So what is the basic plan? You're going to sneak up and then try and ambush, or
Sneak up.
you
Get as close as we can.
As close as we can.
Okay.
You think that
This
this
is a perfect
orc
time.
is controlling?
the web?
For the web.
It is.
Yes. We can attempt to lock some of them down.
That's true.
We also need Ezra's arrows. I think if we can try and take out this woman orc with the clickety-clack, you think she's controlling these others?
I don't know, but she seemed important. Important enough to have a familiar, or of some kind.
Sounds like she's magic.
I don't know if she's magic, but she had an imp. I saw lots of them at your school. I'm sorry, I'm making assumptions. Or you went to school? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yes, I went.
Yes, you went to the same
Of course
school.
I
Yes.
went to
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to
How
reconcile
else
player
would I
knowledge.
learn how to do
That's Victor
this?
and Preston knowledge. Are like I'm trying to make reconcile there.
There were imps, but those were whatever. Those were the
The
emo
time
kids.
magic's messing with your
Emo
head.
kids.
Both of your heads.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you guys head up. It's very easy for Victor to like feel his knives and avoid the patrols and everything.
And as we get past,
Yep.
I'll try and quietly pull them back to myself.
Yeah, so you can definitely just bring them right back.
Nice.
Okay. And then you all come up to this kind of like, again, there's just kind of this big mound bank. And you can kind of peer through the thinning fog and you can see these figures walking around. It looks like they're currently gearing up this giant skeleton to send it back through the portal right now.
Who do we want to attack first?
Bolt,
Yes.
you see the portal for the first time, the Void Rift.
Okay.
And
You fall asleep.
Hold on.
so
Yeah, we got it, guys.
you get a flash of a memory in your head.
Okay.
You don't see anything new, but you hear people talking, speaking quietly to each other. And the first says, "This is not a good idea." And another goes, "I have to agree with Helm on this one. I think this is the worst plan you've ever come up with." And then you hear a feminine voice say, "What else can we do? The seal is already closing. When it does and our shielding spell fades, we'll be just as lost as everyone else. We need to give ourselves a chance to get out of here. This is it." And the first voice that you heard says, "Is ripping apart his soul really worth this?" And then a fourth voice replies, "Weren't you listening? It's not his soul, just his memory. He'll get it back, and then hopefully he can save us all. It's worth the risk. Just keep his body close by, okay? Don't let anything happen to it while he repairs himself." Sorry, all of these he should be days. My apologies.
Okay.
And that second voice that you hear says, "And what if they don't wake up?" And the female voice chuckles and says, "Are you kidding me? I've seen bolts scattered to pieces and still manage to pull themselves together. He'll be fine. Or they'll be fine."
Whoa.
And then you kind of snap out of it.
You are not from Aneria. Or
I don't say anything.
ancient Aneria.
This is
or
something that Bolt's gonna have to process for
Yeah.
a while. Like,
You do feel something welling up within your chest cavity, your chest hole. And you know that you don't have long before something happens. Like this is causing some sort of like roiling something or other.
Uh-oh.
okay. I'm gonna keep it to myself
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
I got more things to take care of. That'll be on in the back of my mind. Can I have you later? Can you send me that?
Yeah, I'll send you that.
That's a good little.
I have to get rid of the names. So-
Yeah.
No names.
well, except for the one.
no capes.
Helm.
That is
Hammerhand.
probably the first lead that you have as far as names go. So let's get a quick round of stealth checks from everybody, just as you are like watching this progress.
Ooh, nat 1.
Oh gosh.
So Eve is sucking it up.
Okay,
14
14,
for. I almost said Victor for Ezra.
10.
10.
Natural one.
Two nat ones. Okay, yeah, definitely. Like you guys, you
Performance
just
thing.
finish up your
Performance anxiety. Like
Yeah.
the two bosses are here now. Now I'm like, I can't
you
do
just
this.
finish
like,
up your vision when Eve, like, you slip on like the dirt as you're kind of trying to get a better vantage point. You start sliding down, and Victor like calls out and grabs you on accident, and all of the heads, including the three skeleton heads, turn around.
Attack!
And the woman goes, "Intruders!" So we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
I was like, I'm
no,
from the way.
no,
Well,
because
I was
no surprise round.
This is the way we do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's-
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and pause so we can set up. All right, so before we get into anything combat heavy here, Eve, your bounder, the way that we're working it is because it is a paladin mount, it will act on its own turn and do its own attacks unless you give it a bonus action of yours, and then you can command it to do something specific. Basically treat it like an animal companion. Yes, I know that it's not the way that you might play your mounted, but guess what? I'm the DM.
Just watch the sign of the DM's mounted combat thing.
Yeah.
Where we contradict ourselves all. Because we all do differently.
Yeah, it is. Mounted combat is
It's
a
a
crapshoot anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and get some initiatives here. Victor.
Victor.
Do you want me to roll a separate?
No, she'll,
Or- okay.
he'll go right after you.
7.
Right?
Darian.
Darian.
7.
7. Ezra.
7. My dex is a +4. What's your dex?
Yeah, mine's +4 as well.
What's the next stat for that?
Well, it'll,
yeah, how about you
Mine's
just go first?
19. What's yours?
How about I just order it in the
18.
initiative?
Okay, so he goes
19.
first. He's got 19. I've
Okay.
got an 18.
I will. Eve.
12.
12. And then Seredan is not here this time. to your
Who's right there? What
Bolt.
are you talking about? Sarah?
Dirty 20.
She's in
20.
here.
Nice.
Creepy. Keeping around.
Seredan, I choose you.
I cast darkness.
Just on the necklace and it goes through the portal.
Right, Craggy. I need you to turn into Sarah.
No, we just say, Craggy, darkness, please. Throw it out there. See what happens.
That's how
It's a
you're
smoke
supposed
grenade.
to use darkness,
Just
right? Put on an object.
It did sort Victor over Ezra automatically. I didn't change that.
There you go.
I'll use my DM powers to reveal the battlefield.
Whoa! Whoa,
Okay.
amazing.
So as you can see before you, these kind of blue stalagmites are the anchors that you see. The zombies are obviously zombies. The orcs are orcs. This kind of bloated-looking orc in the back is the closest representation that we have for the other orc. Well, I mean, I'm sure I could find something else, but whatever. And then the imp is technically on the orc's shoulder. And finally, of course, you've got the big one standing in front of the void portal.
We call him Harold.
Harold.
Harold
So we're going to
of
go ahead and
Death.
begin with...
Harold Ramus.
I don't like that.
I like Harold Raymond more.
This.
Go him. Harold Harbinger.
Sorry, Colby. I put my arm around him.
I wonder if I could throw an M&M through him.
We're gonna get called
Just
HR with
kidding.
all like me and Torrey are like, hey, Colby.
Okay. So we're going to start off tonight with Bolt. With your dirty 20, you are first.
Let's see here.
I don't see any butterflies.
Good.
What butterflies? Where? What?
5, 10, 15, 20.
I'm going to take one of the orbs that I just created earlier. I'm going to hurl it right here.
Okay.
To try to encapsulate these guys in a web.
Nice.
So I should get these two zombies and the big skelly.
All right. So what is the saving throw that they need to make?
So let's see.
It says it on this thing, actually.
Yeah, it's a Dex 14.
Dex of
Oh, it's
14.
on the other side, I think.
The zombies are definitely restrained.
Nice.
But it doesn't look like there's enough barbed wire to kind of contain the big one. He kind of shoots it off.
So it is.
And
it
then-
is.
And then, of course, at the start of their turn, they don't have to roll again. But
There's the second sneeze.
Sneeze. Now it's my turn.
Each creature that starts
Your
to turn in the
turn.
webs or that enters them during its turn must make a dexterity. So I guess they don't have to do it now.
they don't technically do it now.
On a failed save, they're restrained as long as they remain in the webs or until it breaks free.
Okay. So
And they can use their action to do a strength check
Yep.
against the spell save DC.
Okay. I will just bank those rolls because it's easier for me that way.
I imagine the sound of it like springing out is like a slinky when you stretch it out and you hit it.
So you kind of you reel back 1, 2, 5, 3, sir, 3,
Yeah.
and toss this grenade, and it springs out in just kind of this big tangle of wires that wraps these two zombies up at the start of their turn.
So that was my action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my movement. I'm going to get right here, right in front of this
Anchor.
anchor.
Yeah, and you can hear kind of the faint like screams. It's not like a chorus of screams. It's like one singular man screaming.
Okay.
Interesting.
And it's coming from within the void rift?
It's coming from within the anchor itself, that little pillar.
Oh.
Oh, they're like souls or something.
That's my thought. Is there like a trapped soul, and that's how they're anchoring.
So maybe you want to not kill it.
That's creepy.
Well, if we chatter it, maybe they'll release the soul.
I think Clan Fallow Shield. Where are they?
or maybe it's a
Not
thousand
Fellowshield,
evil souls
the
and
other
they unleash on the world.
rings people. Could be
Oh, yeah.
I was
Captured.
thinking Clan Fallow Shield could capture them.
Oh.
Didn't they have to?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but,
right.
the lapis, not the lapis, the other ones. The second ones, they went
is
missing.
They did.
Philosophical Reserve, which is
As a bonus action, I'm
Open.
going to Guardian Armor to get 5 temp
Don't worry, I'll put like
Okay.
5 more names on it.
Cool.
Make
Is
it
that
equal.
your? Is that
that is my turn. So I kind of just run up and come to a stop right next to one of the crystal shield forward, get ready.
Okay.
After throwing the web out.
The orc with the green base is going next, and he lets out a roar as he like dives over the barricade and charges at you with his great axe.
10.
Who, me?
Bolt, sorry, yes.
Nope. Over this way. Okay.
Because Bolt made the first aggressive move. And that is an 18 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, perfect. So he comes down with Great Axe. You wheel your shield around and let it kind of just slam into it. You can see he's kind of frothing at the mouth already.
Does he yell for the Horde and you yell for the Alliance?
The zombie is in blue.
For the unaffiliated!
For the unaffiliated.
For the Wayward Watch!
Yep.
Kind of spends his turn struggling. He is going to take his action to try and break free.
So they have to make a strength 14.
Nope. He's still trying to untangle himself. You can see it's digging into his skin. It's not really hurting him because he's a zombie, but he's definitely not that coordinated. He rolled so well too. The Red Orc is also going to rush up to Bolt and try and slash him.
Oh, no.
I forgot. I now have to. I am concentrating.
You want to
Oh,
concentrate.
Because of the web.
And he also misses his. So he tries to bring his axe weight down on the shield as well to kind of knock it out of your hands, and you just kind of slide to the side and let it roll off. There. And then it is the female orc's turn.
So the zombies are restrained, you said?
Yes.
We really sucked it up on our initiative rolls.
I spent all my natural 20s on stealthing, apparently.
And then tripping.
And then
Yeah, whoopsies. Zeev's fault.
it is the balance in all things.
Yes.
So I've got at
The
least
dice,
one more.
the dice giveth, and the dice taketh away.
It's like Thanos balancing the blade.
Yep.
But it's just 2d20.
You know what? Every time when he pulls that blade out, it looks just like. Have you ever seen the toy blades that have the double and they're spring loaded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those, but they just put they
Like a gem.
glued a bunch of
gem on
gems to it.
Yeah.
All right, so she is going to move up 6 squares.
6. And I assume he's on her shoulder.
Yep. And she moves up, and she actually is going to.
So she's still one away, by the way, if she's trying to do melee. Just
No, she's not. She's going to kind of conjure this black magic in her hands, and she's going to thrust it out. And I need Bolt and Eve and Ezra.
Okay.
Make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. It's not one you do all the
Are
time.
you kidding me?
Oh,
Do you have inspiration?
Shoot.
I
no.
don't have inspiration.
Freak. 3.
3,
Oh boy.
4,
Can I give
what was
my
this?
inspiration to anybody?
Charisma saving throw.
charisma saving throw.
I have a 7. So as 9.
9. And you don't have any sort of aura or anything right now, correct?
Do you have a racial resistance to any charming or any
You
of
won't let me pour this in for my saving throw?
You can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can always pour your epic
Oh,
dice
well,
in.
that didn't help much. 2 more. So
Two more?
11.
11? Okay, so that still doesn't save. So all 3 of you
Christ.
are baned.
Oh, so a D
So what type
minus
of
D4.
what type of damage is that?
No damage.
No damage.
It's
No
a
damage.
minus
Negative.
D4 to our
Yep,
saves
it's
and
just
attacks and
it's
stuff.
basically the inverse of bless.
So all of us?
Everybody but
Victor?
Victor.
Well,
and
now I'm not going to be using sharpshooter. But if you cast bless, then we're just a wash.
I didn't take any damage, right?
I am going to
So-
cast
yeah,
Bless, so
Here, put that on yours.
Well, it's not necessarily a wash because the bless. can
Okay,
roll
right,
one
because
and-
it
yeah.
depends on what you
That's
roll. But
-4 on all of our.
It could be a
so we have
minus
to roll a
D4.
D4 and then one for Bane and then another one for Bless and see
and they
what's it.
may or may not.
Yeah,
They'll swing.
that's fun. That's a fun mechanic. I like
Is there
that.
anything? Can we feel anything about?
There's a,
Oh, and she's concentrating, by the way.
Question for you, because I am now getting 2 attacks. Do you want me to roll them both at the same time for just ease of?
You can roll one after the other, just because if you roll them once, or if you roll one and you
about
kill
that.
something,
only
then
have
you
one
can move
attack.
to the
I
other
thought
one.
I had 2. I was excited for half a second.
Oh, you're a rogue.
Yeah.
You get sneak damage.
I get sneak damage.
Rogue, but you also get you also have spells. As a reminder, you
That's
do have
true!
spells. Just to let you know, you are a knife dancer.
It's true.
All right, and then it is Ivan's turn, and Ivan is going to pull out his gladius, radius.
And his cape is just in the wind.
Yep.
Man, he's getting more and more delicious.
And all 4 of his discs are going to fly out, and one kind of starts circling each of you. So you're going to get a +1 bonus to your AC for everybody for this fight, unless he calls them away. And that is his action, and then he is just going to crouch down.
Go static shock, thank you.
He's gonna move to that other anchor nearby and start examining it to see what he can do with it. Okay. And then the big guy goes, and he made his save earlier, so he is going to move forward.
So it is difficult terrain. So he has, I believe it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Yep, difficult terrain and lightly obscure the area.
Okay. So he moves. He's got a speed of 30, so he's just going to move up as far as he can around behind Bolt.
So he can do, so that's
5, 10,
10,
20,
25,
25, 30.
and get right next to me.
Okay. And then he is going to come down with just his claws.
Oh no, we're in some trouble. As always.
And the first one is...
Hopefully, Cory took your advice and tuned the...
the highest is a 15 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay.
We need to
Yeah, so these
dump it
claws come
down a
down,
bit
and
for our
you're just
rolls.
kind of you're surrounded, but you're in prime territory. You're willing to defend here, so.
I have to live. I must find out what that vision meant.
Yeah, you guys did have bad rolls this time. Because the purple orc is going to go. He's going to move up 30.
2? Towards what?
Towards the group. He's going to go towards Ivan, actually.
So he gets 1 away.
And he, as a bonus action, he can move up to his speed towards a hostile creature he can see.
Okay.
And then he is going to swing his great axe down.
Ivan, watch out.
Ivan, watch out. Oh, he crits.
No.
No.
Definitely watch out.
Well, he has the younger
Protect
brother.
Is Ivan
beautiful
concentrating
face.
with his daggers?
Don't worry, his brother,
Boris.
will be the prime.
Boris. Yeah, but he was like the...
Well, no, was Boris sexy? Or was he kind of derpy?
Boris was more lanky.
He's the himbo of the group.
You guys watch Sahara? Ever seen it? Oh, okay. Never mind then. It's about snakes. You should watch it. It's pretty funny.
It's-
I thought it was stupid at first by the cover, but it was actually pretty good.
Boris.
There's a brother in there that all he wants to do is go and do pollen, which is like their equivalent of drugs. So
That's
it's pretty funny.
Boris.
It's Boris. It's all about the pollen.
He's looking for
Just
the spice.
My name is
Boris
Boris.
It's just Boris.
Okay,
the
yep.
animal.
So he takes a good chunk, like this axe from swinging down. He kind of tries to deflect it with the gladius, but it sinks in. He doesn't seem to... He grunts in pain, but he doesn't seem to care that he's the one taking the hit on this. Showing off his creed is always good. Eve, it is your turn.
All right.
You and Darian.
Darian. We are moving up to...
Now, are you commanding Darian
no.
or this turn or not?
No. Actually, this turn I am casting Bless
Okay.
on Victor, Ezra, Bolty.
Bless
If you
his
want to
name.
keep them, I guess we could keep them in front of us.
Oh, yeah, that's
that might
true.
be even better.
Yeah.
I like having them on screen, but this is just more for us to remember.
Oh yeah, concentration. Yeah.
I'm okay keeping them on for the bad
Enemies,
guys.
yeah.
Bless.
So if you want, here's the bane.
We're blessed.
So you don't forget.
Oh, great. And I'm also concentrating.
Oh, right.
Concentration. I will need a concentration one on the next roll too. So just have it at the ready.
Okay. And then what else would you like to do?
So, I do want to move.
Okay.
We're gonna move right up to Skeleton, Darian,
Skelly man.
and I'm on his
Going
back.
for the big
Yep.
guy.
Oh, so you are riding him?
I am riding
Okay.
him.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me some sticky stuff.
Get
No.
a piece of gum. Chew it up.
Put it over here. Good.
Okay. And then you use your action, so you can't attack. But your bounder hasn't. Are you going to use a bonus action to command them to do something specific? Or are you just going to let them know what to do? Chances are they know that they
He
need to
knows
attack.
what to do.
Okay,
So for
perfect.
his turn, he will do a ram attack
Okay.
with his cute little bunny head. So that's a 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
Yes. For 4 damage. Bludgeoning.
Okay.
Did you roll a d4 for the Bane?
Is the
he's
Bounder
not-
Bane?
Sorry, it's Bane. The Bounder.
He's not bained.
So the bounder smashes into it, and you can tell that like it cracks the bones really easily and everything. Like there's several that go scattering and everything like that. So
Good work, sweet Darian. That is my turn and Darian's turn.
math is a wonderful thing. Okay. Perfect. Then it is the imp's turn.
This is when we find out the imp knows fireball.
Right, the center of the altar.
Little Darian.
you
Actually,
can summon him
he
again.
is going to
I
throw
know.
a fireball.
Oh no!
Not a ball, just
Oh,
a
bolt. I was like,
and he's going to throw one out at Eve. On her mouth there.
5,000 firebolts in the wind.
That's a 17 to hit.
That will miss me.
Okay.
I'm gonna do.
Like
give
a
you that.
candle in
So everyone has a +1. They're armored.
you never know where you go.
Okay, yeah. So he just kind of like
Does that
cackles and
hit
bleeds.
Darian as well?
No, so he
Okay.
targeted you specifically.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because it is not a multi-attack thing. Then it is Victor's turn.
Right. Victor, I'm going to draw my blades, or Shadow Song, and I'm going to kind of pull them up and across my hand. I'm going to just like do a light emo cut across my hand and speak the incantation of that
There is darkness in the light. There is pain and joy, and there are thorns on the rose. Go.
and I'm going to throw him up into the air, and he's going to howl, and when he hits the air, he's going to do... He's gonna,
exactly what I'll do in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna basically break Hail of Thorns is what it's gonna hit. So that's going to be everyone in a 5-foot radius of her. I'm sorry, Bolt.
Nope, she's one away from me.
She's one away. Okay,
10
so
away.
basically the
Nice.
red, green,
green won't
her,
hit.
and imp.
It'll be red, her, and imp.
Yep.
the green
Dex of
is too
13.
far.
That's a
Yeah,
13.
green is too far away, by the way. So.
I'm sorry. Next time I hit, so I actually need to roll an attack first. So that's my bonus action
Okay.
to basically activate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Shadow Song out. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
And you have your.
Who are you attacking specifically? You're attacking her?
Her.
Okay.
Don't forget your bless.
Don't forget your
bless. That's 15, 16, 17,
Plus your.
plus 7, 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And so I'm gonna. They need to make the dex save of 13 for
Okay.
the as it hits her.
Yeah,
there's
so
brambles.
you roll damage for her, and then they need to roll the dex saves too. So roll that
So
damage.
she's gonna do, so it's 1d4 plus 4, and I get because they're in proximity. I get
Sneak.
right on that. 'Cause it's-
There's
Oh.
no ally in proximity of her.
No, she's too far away.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, but I don't get sneak on these two
So green, you don't hit
because
green
it's
he's
not a melee attack. So I'm pretty sure it's
sneak,
just her.
Sneak attack doesn't count for
It
the
doesn't
Hail of
stack
Thorns
on
part.
it.
Yeah, Preston, green is too far away anyway. He's one away from her as well.
Yeah. So if you want to hit red, you can hit more,
But you would also hit bolt.
but you would also hit bolt with the Hail of Thorns.
How's your dex?
How's my dex?
12.
Metagame.
Okay.
Chin.
Yep.
Wait, what does that hit you though?
If I
Just throw a healing dagger into my back.
If I hurt him, I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw the dagger, and I guess I'll try and hit red then. I assume that we can just take
Yeah,
a roll. or- So that's going to be 6 damage, piercing.
And you can roll sneak attack
Because
because
sneak attack
Bolt
is
is
my
next to him.
3d6 now.
nice.
So that's going to be an additional 10 damage.
So what's the total on the orc?
So that's 16 on the orc before the Hail of Thorns.
And that's red.
That's red.
Yeah, that goes right into his head and right between the eyes, and he starts falling backwards.
Okay, as he falls backwards, it just
Yeah.
splinters out. And
Okay. And so it's a dex save from
Dex
the
save of
imp,
13.
the lady, the orc, and the skeleton, right?
And me.
Bolt.
And Bolt.
and it's a dex save of 13. Thankfully, I don't really have that great of a save.
Don't forget your blesses and your banes.
Yes.
The lady makes her save.
Okay.
She rolled a net full 20, so I'm assuming that.
Yep.
What is your save DC?
So it's basically just going to be half damage for her. So
Yeah.
anyone who saves.
What was the... Sorry, what was it again?
What
I
was
need to
the
roll?
save DC?
DC of 13.
13.
So I rolled a 16, so I saved.
Okay.
The damage is 3, so you're only going to take 1.
Take 1 damage.
Yeah.
Still have 4 attempts.
Okay. So the orc and the imp take full damage,
Okay,
and
3
the other
damage?
2, yeah.
And then she'll take 1 damage. Unless she's resistant to piercing.
I don't believe so, but I will check.
That was
Piercing?
from your knives?
That was from my Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
And it was the...
Is that a spell that you have?
It's a concentration spell, too. So an additional normal effect of the attack. The target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it makes a dex saving throw. Each creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. Yeah, and I don't know why. So why is it concentration still?
It concentrates until you hit with it, basically. You can hold on to
Ooh.
it for a while.
Do I need to
Oh,
take?
okay.
Do I need to make a concentration check because I got hit with damage?
Yes, technically you do.
But you'd
you do
auto
take
save because it'd be
damage.
1.
Well, no, it's minimum 10.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
it's a
right.
minimum of 10. So.
So does she, though.
So I have to
She
roll.
got hit.
Oh,
I have to
true.
get at least a 10.
At least a 10. Sorry.
On your
I didn't think of that.
Constitution save.
That's fine. I got
Yeah.
11. So.
Yep, she made her save as well.
I'm still
so.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good turn, Victor. So 1 orc gone.
Yes.
Oh, plus I can
Um,
bane it because it's the save.
And then I'll use my
that's right,
movements.
you do have to. No, you do have to bane it
5,
as well.
10, 15,
Because it is
20,
a saving throw.
You gotta do bane and bless, yeah.
25.
So subtract 1, add 1.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to use my movement to jump over this and try and use this as cover from anyone over there.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to attempt to use it as cover.
All right,
Let's put it
and
that
then Ezra, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna just fire 2 shots over at green. And bane and bless.
Performance points.
So, -1. Oh, so it's only a 12 on the first one.
12 will miss.
Okay, and then the next one is going to be 27.
27 will hit.
Okay, and that will be for 10 damage.
10 damage on green.
Yep, on green.
And yeah, a good shot right into like the shoulder, and you can see like he's stumbling a little bit.
And
The other one
then
goes wide.
I'll move 10, just kind of get a little bit of coverage.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. The zombie in white is trapped. He'll try and make a strength saving throw.
So 14.
14. He does make his strength saving throw, so he bursts out.
no
He's
longer
going to
restrained.
shuffle. He's got a movement speed of 20, so he's just going to be spending most of his turn just getting out of there and heading towards Ivan.
Is he just going to walk? So that's 10,
15, 20. Perfect. Yep.
25,
Nope, 20.
20. Right,
Yep.
all right.
Zombies.
Zombies!
And then the orange zombie is going to move 20 squares towards Victor.
So something I realized, but I just want to make sure. They were out of range, so it would have been at disadvantage. So I would have used part of my movement to get closer to see them before I attacked.
Okay,
Just
that would have
for
been fine. Yeah.
clarity, because I know someone's going to have me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and then he
15 is my AC.
an attack against you. That is a 14 to
Misses.
hit. Okay. Yeah, he just slams
So-
down. Okay. Then, I'll save it. Bolt.
So I have 2 attacks per action. Can one of those attacks be a cantrip?
No.
No.
Nope, not unless you. I think there's a specific.
There's like a spell attack, and then there's you can
it does say
Warcaster,
like
I think.
in the list
No,
of
it's not
attacks.
Warcaster.
In the list of attacks, it has it listed.
Yeah, a spell is different. Like when you take the attack action, you can take 2 melee attacks, basically.
If I make a ranged attack,
But keep in mind, your spells have also gone up in damage as well.
yeah.
That's the trade-off. Like your cantrips go up in damage.
If I make a ranged attack against someone that's so, if I'm thinking about making the chain whip attack against the ogre and pulling her towards us, do I get opportunity attacks for the
No,
others?
it's just disadvantage on the attack
because they're with their
because
ally?
because it's a ranged attack.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a try because
Alrighty.
I want to try to get her in melee range. Like
Fortune
casters don't,
favors the bold.
casters don't usually do well in melee.
Okay,
range.
don't forget to add your Bane and Bless.
So that's 9 is the lowest, plus 1, plus 6, so 16.
And then what was the minus on it for the
That's
Bane?
it. That's so it was a 4 for the blast and 3 for the bane.
Yeah,
Just
that hits.
16. Sweet. So I whip the chain out, wrap it around her, and pull her right towards me.
Okay. Roll a quick dexterity saving throw for the imp. He manages to stay on his mount. And what was the damage on that as well?
Oh, damage.
That'll be no. She's just the mount, and he's the actual brains of the operation.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Or at least that's how the imp thinks it works.
9.
9?
9 damage.
Damage. And then she rolls a concentration check. It makes her save. But she will take that 9 damage.
You've seen Troll Hunter? Ah, damn. You need to watch out for the kids. It's good. I think they like it. When they're older.
Okay.
When they
And
understand.
that's all I can do. So,
Perfect.
Yellow
Okay.
did.
The green orc is going to try and chop down at you with its great axe.
bring it on.
Who's going to? With a 16 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay.
I just catch his axe in one hand and just kind of push it to the side.
The blue zombie is going to try and break free. It's a 13.
14.
14. He does not break free.
Nice.
And then she, now that she is in melee range, she is going to snarl at you.
Oh, she didn't make a con save for Bane.
She did.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yep. She's going to snarl at you, and she's going to make 2 attacks here with her claws. That's a 14 and a 23.
The second one hits.
Yikes.
The second one is going to be 4 slashing damage. Yeah, she just comes at you with her
Okay,
claws.
and then
and
I'll-
Did you remember your +1 armored?
Yeah, so he rolled 24.
23. Yeah. And then give me your concentration check.
Oh, yeah. 24.
Okay, perfect. And then Ivan's turn. And he is going to... He's going to look at the orc, but then he is going to... he's actually going to slice at the anchor itself with his sword twice here.
These were my first foray into making, like, props of any kind. And they're just corks that I glued together and then just
nice.
took a
Okay.
knife to.
Hey, they work.
They're supposed to be, like, ice spikes.
Stalagmites, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they work.
So he hits twice and he deals like he carves off a good chunk of it. It still looks like it's emanating this kind of scream, but he does look like he dealt some damage to it. Which is all well and good because you guys watch as the portal kind of flares to life at this point, and something's gonna stick out.
No.
Hold the door.
You gotta destroy
And they
these
step
Remind
right out onto the web.
What do the discs do for us?
They give us
+1
+1 AC, that's what the
AC.
armor.
Oh, gotcha.
things.
Could not remember. Do you remember?
Remember.
December.
So I remembered speaking of remembering, or just realized that on the blindfold I had another effect that I haven't been using
Uh-oh.
All this time.
all this time.
It's like my
If something
infusion.
if something hits me, then I have advantage on the attack against that until the end of my whatever.
Oh,
next turn.
nice.
You gotta like write down a quick reference guide.
I've started to make check boxes and saying, okay, don't
Yeah.
forget these
So
things.
a pair of
and the other
skeletons,
things.
same thing. Like this is what my AC. This is what
Willy
my thing is.
blades
And I just have
out
like
here.
So
Have
yellow
a quick
and red.
reference.
Yellow
Yeah.
and red. Okay.
So I don't
They're
forget.
coming out of the void
So-
rift.
Yep.
They walk right out and into the web, because the web is right over the entrance, unless you want to say otherwise.
Yeah. They're going to come out right into the web.
They actually fly.
So they have to make a strength check now.
Second here. And add.
Don't they make a dex on their first turn?
Sorry. Yeah, deck saving throw on a failed they're restrained. So 14 decks.
Still good.
Still good.
They do not make their save, so they both come out and they're restrained. As they come out of the portal, you kind of see like that kind of purple miasma pulls back a little bit, and you can see on the other side of the portal is a figure that's kind of chained up to a taller version of the obelisks that make up these spirit anchors.
Whoa.
And you can see a very weakened looking human with kind of red hair, and he's just kind of got his arms over his head, and it looks like these tendrils are coming from him into these anchor points for a moment, and then it just fades back in.
Weird.
That was wee wee guys.
Whoa.
Wee.
All right, and then that's their turn, because they can't do anything, because I said that they had blades, they don't have bows.
Success!
The purple orc is going to try and slice at Ivan again.
As a former necromancer, it's important to make those distinctions.
Yeah, right.
And he misses this time.
Necromancer on the other side. Next time. Magical bows on everything.
And then it is Eve's turn.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What?
Sorry, I just figured out who the red-haired man is.
You did?
Yeah, I don't
For
know.
sure?
Yeah, I'll keep it a secret unless Cory's cool.
Go
with
ahead.
me.
If you think you figured it out.
That is Perrin.
Oh.
Because
That
at the
is
end of
indeed
our Strahd
Perrin.
game, my character Perrin went back to his home from out of Barovia back to Firos, and when he appeared, he was surrounded by a bunch of
Weirdish.
orcs,
Mhm.
and Cory and I actually played out a
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
a
remember
combat
you said the
scene,
thing.
That's
and
fair.
they were able to capture him.
That's
So we don't know him,
awesome.
but
We
we know
know
him.
Yeah, that's
As like
meta-knowledge.
PCs.
And now you know him.
That's pro tip, y'all.
Oh snap!
We'll put up a rotating figure of Perrin here,
Yeah.
just so everyone knows what it looks like.
What it looks like.
Former
That
necromancer
is-
Perrin.
Cuckoo
Former
banana
necromancer
bread.
now pimp.
Why do you
to
think
the
I
eldest.
used this specific skeleton model?
Now that
for
makes
this
a lot.
fight?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Eve, what would you like to do?
Eve will.
Oh, wait. I missed the Juggernaut.
So this
purple
is one of those
checking.
Avengers was the most
Ambitious crossover.
ambitious crossover of all time,
Yeah,
and
hold
then
my
Cory
beer.
said, "Hold my beer." Hold my
So
skeleton.
the skeleton, which has been damaged already, is like you can see kind of these pieces kind of falling off of it, bones kind of continuously falling apart, almost as if it was like barely holding on, right?
No.
Barely holding itself together. So it is continually like taking damage at the start of each of its turns because it can't do that. And then it's actually going to do something really crazy. It is going to
Please don't.
Explode.
collapse into a heap of bones before quickly reforming. So basically, there's kind of like explosion of bones flares out, and everybody within 10 feet
Death
needs to
Nova.
make
Death Nova.
a dexterity saving throw.
including the two orcs.
Yes.
Everybody within 10 feet. So what is within 10 feet?
That is
It's
everything except for
Including
these and these three.
Yep,
11.
including the anchors.
so
Blow up the anchors.
3.
Blow up the anchors.
the anchors will not take this damage.
This is a Bonado.
Oh dear. Which is worse, Sharknado or Bonenado?
Bonenado, because it doesn't
Bonenado.
specify what type of bone is in there.
But
Don't know what's going to hit you.
broken chicken bone shrapnel.
Femur, pinky, other
so-
bones.
Clavicle, teeth. Teeth are technically bones. They're just exposed bones.
That is horrifying. These teeth.
They make
But not all human teeth. There's some horse teeth and goat
Molars.
teeth.
That's not making it any better.
So anybody who
Alligator
failed their
teeth.
deck save of 14
Poop.
takes. Wow. I had it in my head. 23 bludgeoning damage. And you're also knocked prone, so that does include Darian, by the way.
Oh, did I need to do it for him too?
Yep, you'll need to roll for him. So
Well, he's
Darian, our love.
dead.
Okay,
Well,
so
not dead. He's gone.
you're prone. You're prone.
Goodbye, Darian.
Is it- what is it?
Disappeared to the steed land of steed heaven.
You fall to the ground and he hops in the air and just slowly
13?
fades to mist.
13.
you want me-
Yeah.
So I usually like twist it. Like
The imp is gone under this avalanche of bone.
So,
it cries out.
who
like,
else?
"No!"
Who else is prone?
Here's your
Is
The green orc is gone.
green orc is
Yep.
bye bye, greenie.
Bye, bye, bye.
But you can...
90s
What about
boy
the
band song.
orc lady?
She only took half damage.
Those bones.
So she's saved.
Yeah.
I
The white
Aye.
zombie.
Who else is prone? I'm just curious. Everyone?
I mean,
I'm behind the wall.
you're
I am.
you're prone.
Do you want me to get the Bonado?
You're
Darian is gone.
He reforms after that.
Okay.
Darian's gone. Dang.
We
that
do
sucks.
need to do a little turntable of that.
Row.
And then purple orc takes some damage, but not all.
He's also
The zombie looks very battered and bruised, but he is still.
I don't know if it'll matter, but he's also behind cover. Kind of.
And then Ivan
Plus
needs to roll
3.
his save as well. Ivan makes his save, so he's not going to take.
I have been rolling so poorly.
I know. Ever since we got in this
Same.
place,
Oh, and then
it's cursed.
concentration checks from those of you who need to.
So we took 23, so it's half
Yeah.
that.
But you can add.
13,
She can
right.
add bless to that.
23 check.
No, it'd be like
a
a 12, 11.
11.
I don't
half,
have
Sorry,
less.
so 11.
11.
Oh, you don't have bless
I
on you.
just
Never
cast it
mind.
on you 3.
Okay, I succeed.
I succeed on my con.
Do you add your bane to that? You gotta.
-4.
Sorry, guys.
But you also get evil S if you
Yeah.
bless.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys don't have bless anymore.
Womp womp.
Shoot.
Also, you don't have Bane anymore.
Oh,
That's good.
yay!
Yeah, because she failed her save.
I
as
like
well.
my black
Goodbye,
coffee with a little bit of
concentration.
sugar. So, good. Thanks for the
And what about
bad
you?
news, good news.
I do still succeed.
Okay.
His Badir
So the
armor.
web is still there.
Armor?
Did he
Really?
take
I
damage?
bought all those.
Yeah, but it's not a concentration.
Yeah, because
Oh,
those
okay.
are just the little metal shield
That's
things.
just
Or
that's
the
his bonus that he's giving you.
Got it.
Okay, and then
His
Eve, it's your
bonitis.
turn.
Okay.
What's his bonus?
Eve will be making a long sword attack on the skeleton.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have Bane anymore. And I rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Do you have
Okay.
inspiration?
Shoot.
Nope.
Second attack.
Second attack.
I mean, you called out mist. He said Strahd.
So that is
Started
a 21 to
twitching.
hit.
21 will
Oh.
indeed hit.
It all ties back together.
Would you like to pour a smite?
I called it
into
from
this?
the
It's the
beginning.
best fan service for. Just,
Yes.
Okay. And keep in mind, you do have the boon of
Yes, I do. So I get another
D6.
D4. D6?
Yep. And he has to make a strength saving throw now. He makes his, so.
Plus.
So she's no longer concentrating, right?
Yes.
So when Colby gets back, who's gonna tell him the Strahd's?
He's just gonna have to watch the episode.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
watch the episode.
Yep.
Sucker.
Hi, Colby.
If you're watching this far.
Hi, Colby.
Hi.
This is probably the only part he would want.
So for 23
combat.
damage.
23 damage. And
Yeah,
just
baby.
so I make sure, Smite does give you an extra D8 if you're fighting undead. Did you roll that as well?
An extra D8?
Yeah, on top of the normal smite, it gives you an extra D8.
So what did I say?
23. You said 23.
23.
So
No,
25.
24.
And then 26.
26.
Nice.
I had 6 plus 6.
Nice.
12 plus 8.
20.
20 plus 3. So 23.
23. Okay.
24, 25. So 25.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you're frustrated. Your first swing goes wild as you're trying to clear these bones. The mount that the trio gave you is gone, and you just like slice right through a leg. This holy fire kind of rears, or destroys a good chunk of the skeleton.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
I didn't realize it was 2d8 for Divine Smite.
okay.
So you need another
And so you
D8
do
in there?
another D8 on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
plus another 6.
32.
Solid.
Nice.
Good
31.
round.
Good hit.
31.
Wham!
And then is there
There you
anything
go.
that you'd like to do with your bonus action or your movement?
No.
And he did make his save to stay standing, by the way.
You crap.
This is for Darian.
Yeah.
Yes. Darian. I'll just stay right there.
Okay.
Say, bring it, you bony
Tony
bastard.
Butt. Victor, it is your turn.
Okay.
There's a zombie in front of you.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hop back over the wall. I'm going to step on the orc's face.
All right.
And then I'm going to stab her in the butt.
So, you are not problem. All right. You stood up.
Correct.
So that is a. Do I have to use? Can I use this on attack rolls?
Yes, you can use it on any roll.
Do I have to declare it before?
Nope.
So
Yeah.
a 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Okay, and I will not use that. I'll use it for damage. This is with basically I call shadows, or as I'm kind of scooping up Shadow Song, and I'm just gonna kind of whisper behind her and be like, "You should never have come to this place," and like right in the kidney. So that's 1d4 plus 4
As we know, orcs' kidneys are in their butts.
in the back. Yep.
And
So
you're back.
that's 5 damage. She's in proximity with him, so that's the nasty sanguine squishy sounds.
Ooh.
You got
6
blood
and 8.
dice, huh?
Yeah, 18, and then plus my damage here, 19, 20, 21.
21
Piercing.
damage? Okay.
Solid.
And that's
Yeah, she screams in agony for sure as you basically like nearly gut her. And she goes, "You will never defeat Ogma."
No.
done.
Moving on to Ezra.
10K subscriber thing.
Yep.
Watch here. Okay, I'm going to.
There's so many like tie-ins.
I'm going to shoot at this middle one. I think that's orange.
Red.
Red. I'm going to
Okay.
shoot at red. And that is a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
And I'm going to
So
use
now
my,
they're partially obscured
my
in the web.
bursting
Does
arrow.
That'll just be a +2. It still hits.
It's lightly obscured. Sorry.
Yeah, +2.
Okay, so that is going to be for 12 damage, and then they're going to take 2d6 force damage, and the 2 on the side are also going to take it as well.
Okay, sounds good.
So that is, nice, 12 force damage.
You rolled max damage.
You had
Yeah.
advantage against
Nice.
them, by the way, because they were restrained.
Oh, well, let me just roll and see if I crit real quick.
Yeah.
No, I rolled
Okay.
the exact same thing.
All right.
So, cool.
So 12 and 12.
Yes, so
Okay,
12 for each
so-
of them. Well, he's going to take 12 as well. So they all take 12, and then this one takes an additional 12.
Okay. So you just like pull back and you rear back just a little bit more and get that magic flowing in. You're kind of getting the hang of it now. Like it doesn't require any sort of like disconnect, and it fires off and it just explodes. It takes out that skeleton completely. The skeleton next to it, looks very badly damaged, and then that is blue. Zombie blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Zombie blue and yellow.
Blue.
Perfect.
And blue's still standing?
Blue's
Okay.
still standing. Yep.
Then I'll take my second shot at blue. Why not?
Okay. Roll it with advantage.
Oh, yep.
Elven accuracy too, don't you have?
That's right. Okay, so the highest was 12. So,
Are you attacking the zombie or the skeleton?
The zombie. So that's 21 to hit.
Yep. Zombies don't have a good AC.
Okay. And that will be for
They are just there to annoy people.
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Another one. You just fire off another arrow really quick, hit the zombie. And anything else that you'd like to do?
Nope. That's. I like my position. I'm good. So just stay there.
Alrighty. The white zombie.
White zombie.
Is going to move basically through the skeleton juggernaut space to Eve.
Shamble.
Shamble. And trips over his own feet as he rolls a natural 1 to try and hit you. So he's now prone. Wonderful. Good job, zombies.
Well, if I have to roll poorly, so do they.
And then the orange zombie is going to move to Ezra.
It's okay. I can handle it. I got a katana.
Last guy didn't have any. You have
And crits.
Oh, shiza.
Take it.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
As he just comes in, and he just like, you're so focused on these other ones at range, and he just comes in and like,
I just like don't even realize I'm like.
Yep.
You assumed that Victor had your back.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
And then I turn around like.
In fact, at that, Ivan, who's been watching the battlefield, turns and says, "Victor, defend your party."
Oh, dishonorable Victor.
And then we will go ahead and get up to the top of the round.
tenets are defense of the innocent. It's throat.
Is she still prone?
She did not get knocked prone from. She didn't take the full damage from the
Oh,
avalanche.
that's right. So she's
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to do a double attack.
Okay. Double fist punch.
2 punches.
Ultimate punch.
Ultimate punch.
Yes.
That's a 16.
A 16 will hit.
Okay. D8. So 6 damage.
How do you finish her off?
Oh, it is full on like hit to the side of the head, and I hear there's a crunching sound, and then she just slumps to the ground.
Nice.
Okay.
And then on my second attack,
It's the Mortal Kombat illustration is like her head does this and then it does the X-ray and you see it.
yeah.
Eyeball.
So hit her and then turn right and uppercut the skeleton.
Okay.
And that's an 18 to hit.
Sorry, how much?
18.
18 will hit.
Okay. For 10 damage.
10 damage.
10 damage.
Okay.
And so there's this, and then there's this ringing sound. Actually, no. There's more like a
What type of damage is that, by the way?
that would be thunder damage.
Thunder damage. Okay.
It's like as I uppercut, I go up the ribs and you hear ding 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 ding. Like a xylophone.
Perfect.
Nice.
We can remove. That's
right. She is gone.
She's gone.
Going like
Okay.
a great.
And it gets disadvantage on any attacks other than me.
Sounds good.
Ugh.
The blue zombie is going to try.
Someone playing xylophone on your ribcage.
Finally does pull himself out, but zombies are stupid. So he's going to
Which one?
move
Blue?
the blue. Yeah. So he's going to move directly for Bolt through the web.
So
Zombies are dumb.
10, 20.
20. And then he double moves. Because that's how zombies would work. Okay, perfect. So he finally comes shambling through. You can see like all of these like shallow cuts on him as he's just basically trudged through a bunch of barbed wire.
There's like no skin left on his shins.
Oh,
point.
that just makes
Sorry.
me feel sick.
Ivan makes 2 attacks on the purple orc.
That's what you're saying. It's
Actually,
zombie,
just gonna take
zombie
that.
bacon in your trap.
Yeah, he just slices the orc, and then actually he is going to move, taking the opportunity attack from that other zombie as he's going to rush towards Ezra.
That's it's prone, so
Oh, it is prone, so
Yeah.
it is at disadvantage, which it misses because it is at disadvantage. Way to go, natural 1 zombie.
25, 30.
30. Yep.
and you should be able to see orange.
Yep.
Orange.
Should be able to get them their squares are touching.
All right, perfect. And then the Juggernaut is going to go. Let's see if it recharges. Oh, first of all, it needs to take some damage because it started its turn. That's literally falling apart. And it does, in fact, recharge its avalanche, so it's going to immediately, like, burst again and reform. Oh. So let's get another round of dexterity saving throws.
Dex.
And Purple Orc is gone, by the way.
Oh.
Ooh,
18.
Can I retroactively bonus action for my armor again? Get more temps?
Sure. 18.
Yes.
So you'll take half damage.
17.
17. So you'll take half damage.
30-20.
30-20. You'll take half damage on this. Both of the zombies did not make their save, so they're going to take full damage. Let's see here. What is the...
I want it to be a lot to kill the zombies, but I don't want it to be a lot to kill me.
Yeah.
Can you roll damage twice?
How about middling?
Sure.
19 total damage, cut in half for you guys. So 9. And both zombies, I think.
And since we saved, we are not knocked prone.
Correct.
What is that? Is that is white, right?
White zombie.
White with the yellow ring. Yeah. And he is prone, so
That's the
Yeah.
Did you take double damage? Or actually, that
No.
it's a spell. It's
not
more
gonna-
like a spell than anything
Yeah,
else.
it's not going to do anything for that one. It does take out the blue zombie, though, which was already low on HP from Ezra's hit.
trudging.
Spent its entire turn trudging up, and then just
Was it on 1 HP with
Fortitude?
Undead Fortitude?
No, it was on 4 HP with Undead Fortitude. Perfect. And then the portal is going to, let's see if it spews anything else out this turn.
Oh no. No. We gotta destroy those stones.
It does not spew anything else out this turn, thankfully.
Thank goodness.
When Perrin was captured, he was level 12.
You're
How
like,
many zombies can
and then it is... No, sorry. The yellow skeleton.
Are any of the zombies
I'm going to try and make his way out.
What's it say with the demon hand comes crawling out? Give me your hand. Oh, your other hand.
So yeah, that skeleton is going to break free and he's going to move up to Victor. Damn. Just directly out of the web.
Yellow.
My
Yep.
chance to get some elven accuracy.
So he's going to go straight through the web?
He's going to move to the left. Skeletons are a little bit
Fine.
smarter than zombies. And then here's the attack, which is a 13 to hit. Victor.
Does not hit.
Okay, perfect. Then it is Eve's turn.
Remind me what your rules are on healing potions.
Full action healing potion gives
Max.
you the full amount. Bonus action, you roll for it.
Okay. Then for...
And then you also do have lay on hands, obviously.
Yes, but that does take a full
Yeah.
action. Okay. I will attack our skeleton guy again. Longsword. And that is a crit.
Nice.
So, that's max damage.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And then rolled.
And then roll.
You rolled.
And then anything else you want to pour on top of it.
Yeah, you can pour anything else on top of it.
So that is 15, 16, 17, 18. How's he looking?
I'm not going to tell you until after you declare if you are pouring anything else onto it.
We're
unfortunately.
doing
Or
Divine Smite would probably take it out.
Divine Smite.
Okay.
She gets
So-
double damage.
so you get
2d8s plus
3d8
3d8.
Because it's undead.
because it's undead.
6.
And
Max,
plus the crit.
and you get to re-roll 3d8.
So 3d8.
Because that's how
25,
crits work.
Out the gate.
Oh, plus an extra
24.
d6 that's automatic, and then an extra d6 rolled on top of that.
So that's... What was your first roll?
What?
16.
Do you want to turn him to dust?
Absolutely. We're rolling this just for fun.
Do it. Do
Okay.
it.
What did I say?
So you have the 3d8.
So I had 8 plus 3, that's the
11.
like
11.
normally we get. Plus 7 is what I rolled.
So
18.
18.
Plus 1, 6, add that. 5, 8.
30.
24. 33. What was the last one you said?
8?
He has 3.
6, 5, 8.
40
Plus the 24.
plus 24, so we're at 64 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Plus?
Plus the d6.
But I get 3 more d8?
No, so the automatic.
just that,
That's the
okay.
Yeah,
plus
he
4.
counted that.
Okay, thank you. Plus 3.
Plus 3 and then plus 6.
And do you
So
have any modifiers?
49.
Did you already add your modifier to that?
Yeah.
49.
49 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you carve a good chunk of this off. It is still standing.
Wait, hold on. It was
How?
more than 49. Because she got to 49 and then 24 on top of
Oh,
that.
I didn't add in your 24. Oh, so 49 just for what she rolled, plus 24. So it's in the 70s at this point.
Yeah, 70 something.
What is the total? I need to know the total.
How much did you say again?
So it's
49 plus 24.
73.
Math,
73?
Yeah.
73 damage.
That is more than you need to kill it.
There we
Right,
go.
2. So,
Yes!
typically, what happens? This creature, when it dies, it spawns 12 skeletons from its corpse. However, because you crit it with a smite, Eve channels the entire power of the trio, and this golden green arc just comes from her sword and slices through and just burns all of the bones away. And we'll say, you know what? We'll say that extra 2 damage spills over into yellow zombie, or not yellow, white zombie, which is enough to take it out as well.
You hit it so hard it crit
Nice.
itself.
I love it.
And you are you calling out and being like,
I mean, and that divine
Yep. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, that was my first.
it's like
You always remember your first.
So at the very beginning, it was very
It's
anime-esque.
true.
Like you cut and it didn't quite go through, and then you feel this presence of Darian, and he starts kicking it with his foot, and
Oh yeah, it definitely there was definitely that spectral bunny form behind it
Oh my
that
gosh,
cleared everything
yes.
out. That's really cool. I like that.
I have to write this down.
and it goes into a white sweet
Now,
dark.
I got a question. Was this homebrew or was it?
So this was actually a creature called the skeletal juggernaut. It is from
Juggernaut.
You not know who
the Ghosts of Salt Marsh.
Oh, nice.
Salt Marsh. Salt Marsh.
So when you march to the salt mines and Kashyyyk.
Yep.
Salt march.
Salt Marsh. But yeah, I saw that creature, it was really cool, and then I was like, oh, it turns into 12 skeletons.
Oh, even better.
It's because it was made of 12 skeletons.
All right, so then I will be moving to this fellow.
And that is skeleton yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, hang on. Let me just remember that I used Divine Smite. Okay. So attacking with longsword again. I crit again.
Nice.
Well, he's only got 1 hit point, so I won't.
He's
make
dead.
Yeah, and you just carry that through. You don't even move up to it. You just swing the sword around and you just point, and the bounder spirit goes right through the skeleton.
Your Patronus just.
Yeah, your Patronus.
Expecto Patronum!
I want my Patronus to be a jackalope. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Just not the jackalope from America's Funniest Home Videos.
Actually, I always wanted mine to be like a sperm whale, just so it can cover the most area.
Where you just summon it and go.
breaches.
Even better.
That's awesome.
Whalmer
Perfect.
from Pokemon.
Yep. I love it.
And
I'd take a
then,
Pokemon Patronus.
so as a bonus action, I am going to do a healing potion.
Okay.
So I'll use.
What was your HP at, by the way?
I'm at 12.
12? Okay.
I'll use the superior. That's better.
I'd probably just use a regular.
Yeah,
I'll use-
we're probably gonna get arrested soon.
Okay, I'll use regular. So
Just
I
my
roll
switch
what?
test.
For it?
2d4 plus 4. Or plus 2.
Yep.
2d4 plus 2.
2, 4, plus 2.
6,
Okay.
2.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Then it is Victor. It's your turn.
I will turn and say,
Ivan, with all due respect, I am to defend the Vic. We are not Vic.
and I'm going to throw my
And I trust my comrades with my life.
I'm going to take just basically my dagger and try and stab it into this
Okay.
floating.
Yeah, we'll go ahead
thing.
because
Like
there isn't really much else going on here. You shatter that first one with your attack.
Wow.
Yeah, and you
Nice.
hear. Actually, I need to roll a quick. The zombie attacking you two screams and just kind of like collapses as a dead husk.
Nice.
Lucky guess.
Ivan nods and he says, "You're right. My apologies." And he takes his discs on his next turn and he slices through another one of the things, just segments.
Oh, I thought he just pulls back the AC and I'm like, oh no, just we can keep those.
And then you guys, I think Ezra can go and...
Yeah, I'll just pull out my katana and walk up to
I'll
one of
run
those
up.
and just chop it.
We'll run up to this one
Okay.
and punch it.
Yep.
into-
And with
Do
that
like one
final
of
one,
those
you
bamboo
hear...
strikes.
Yeah, with that final one, you
Like
kind of hear that
kindling.
snap, and you see these kind of green tendrils that have been kind of floating around. They snap back through the portal, and the portal...
winks out.
Yep, closes up.
Do we hear? Do we
I
hear?
shout into
Do,
the portal as it closes.
do we hear Perrin say anything?
No?
Well, red-haired man, whoever you are,
Hope you survive.
survive.
I feel like we have to rescue him now. Before I was just like, that's unfortunate. And now that I know, I'm like, I feel like we should probably get that guy.
Do we see any sign of the patrols?
No, in fact, the fog starts clearing as well. You feel that kind of like cold, chilly air removing itself. You can kind of feel just the normal life returning to the area. Not like it's going to be instantly regrown or anything like that. It's just now there's no active magical necrotic blight that is causing this.
The fog lifts.
And Ivan says, "It looks like this wasn't your infinite sign after all."
No, this was something else.
Something called Ogma?
Ogma, I think is what she said.
It's both.
It's Ogma when you're dying, right?
Yep. Oh.
Does that name ring a bell for any of you?
We need to research.
We must do research.
We do indeed. As we look around, do we see anything that gives us a clue as to what happened to the other wing people? They were just killed?
Yeah, it just looks like they were slaughtered. In fact, like if you kind of search through the zombie corpses, you do eventually find one that has like a dagger on it that looks like an opal weapon. And Ivan just kind of hangs his head and says, We'll have to bury them properly." And he turns to Victor and he says, I was impressed.
Forgive me for contradicting you.
No, forgive me for assuming that you were not capable.
There is nothing to forgive.
If you would like, you can travel with us for a little bit. I can teach you a few things, and perhaps we can come to an arrangement and increase your path home.
I would very much like that. Well, would you allow me, I guess, time to speak with my friends before?
Of course.
Thank you. You are more than gracious for me. I do not deserve this hospitality.
And he just nods and he starts like gathering up the daggers and the remains and everything. As you guys are also going through, you do find something on the corpse of the clawed woman.
Okay.
Loot. Specifically, you find a prismatic javelin. And this is a magic item that, like, as soon as you touch this javelin, it kind of looks like this interesting swirl of twisted metal. And you identify it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just identify
Just so
the
that we
ritual.
can- this dark crystal javelin has a prismatic head that can refract light into beautiful displays of color. Immediately after you throw this javelin and it hits a target within 120 feet of you, the javelin disappears in a small burst of light before reappearing in your open hand.
Very
Nice.
As an action, you can throw the javelin to a point you can see within 120 feet of you and speak its command word. When the javelin lands, it erupts in a dazzling display of color and light. causing painful bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for another 20 feet. Creatures of your choice within the bright light must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. For each creature hit by the light, you roll a d6 to determine the color that it hits and the damage type that it takes, using the table below. A creature that fails a saving throw takes 2d10 damage for each beam of light that hits it, of the type determined by the table, and a creature behind total cover is not affected. And then once the property has been used, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
It's like prismatic spray a little.
Yep.
Nice.
And then it's basically fire, acid, lightning, poison, cold for the d6, and then on the 6, the creature is struck by 2 beams of light. You roll twice, re-rolling d6s. So.
Dang, that's cool.
Yep. So that is, and it is a weapon uncommon, requires attunement. So it is a magic weapon that will require attunement, and it's very cool.
What's the attack? Is it just dex?
It's a normal javelin attack. So
So
it is the
that's
javelin
dex,
on the far
yeah.
right there.
dex or
Oh,
strength?
whoa, that was
It
awesome.
could be
Yeah.
strength because you're throwing it, but
This javelin on the far right.
ooh, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Kind of looks like a
I like
Yeah,
it.
just-
I
I'm
like
just
that.
wondering if it's a strength attack or if it's...
I don't know exactly what that.
I want to say it might be strength since you're hucking it, but
So
ranged weapons
javelin-
typically are dex, so I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Javelin uses thrown.
Right.
Range. Oh, I gotta go look at it. Bonus to every attack roll. You have proficiency bonus. Come on.
Is a
Just add that to my thing and see what it tries to use.
load. Come on, load. Okay.
It feels like it could be Dex, but probably strength.
Thrown weapon properties.
Uh,
The weapon has a thrown
really quick,
property.
because I'm probably going to cut this. Your comment about like what monster they should fight next, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So somebody just said the mist come in, fight Strahd.
Dun, dun, dun.
Since you would have been making
I
a
want
melee
to
weapon
fix you
attack
guys
with strength, the
up.
thrown property
This
causes
is
you to
too.
continue to
I need
Yeah.
to
strength.
I need to get one printed because I want
Yeah,
to.
it's a so I have a plus 2
have
to
one.
the strength. With strength.
They're way
What?
cool.
The Remoraz.
Because
Yeah, javelins use strength
Remoras.
instead of dexterity.
Yep, javelins use strength instead of dexterity.
there you go. Which have a -1.
That you.
That is for you.
That's your weapon.
Drink the giant strength
It's
potion.
between-
Hurl the
It's you and Sarah, but Sarah, I think they don't-
Sarah's got a
the-
low strength, if I remember right.
Yeah.
That was her
He's got
dexterity.
the highest strength of all of us, right? You have like an 18.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do with that, you could also sell it. You could probably get 200 or 300 gold out of
Remind me, we'll make a
it
card,
for now.
laminate it, so she can have it as a
Yeah.
quick reference.
it. Okay. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the night as you guys help gather up these daggers, help bury the bodies, kind of thing. Who knows what will lie in store for you next week, but we'll find out together. So thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. This may be a long episode. It looks like it's pretty long, just because that combat went a little long. Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.